Here we're both in good spirits today, and you mentioned it.
Open seasonally for over 50 years, Jim's features oceanfront views with all the lobster, shrimp, burgers, and clams you can ask for. Stop by for a pregame meal or enjoy an off day at Jim's Clam Shack. Find them at 227 Clinton Ave right here in Falmouth, and hit your next meal out of the park.
Operating a business on Martha's Vineyard can be challenging. The weather, the local economy, and our sensitive environment can all play a role. We support business value of making good, responsible, local decisions. From checking to savings to online banking. Loans. Go with the bank that makes its decisions locally too. Martha's Vineyard Savings Bank. Banking that's vineyard sound.
Over 4 generations, the vision of C.H. Newton Builders continues in their family-owned custom home building company with locations across New England. Expertise, customization, and first-class quality are all at the core of every project they complete. With C.H. Newton Builders, it's more than a home, it's a family. Find them at chnewton.com and get started today.
Our pregame show rolls on. The first trip to Chatham for the Commodores in 2024. And for the very first time, occupying the visiting dugout is John Schiffner. It's time for Schiff Notes, our weekly conversation that delves into baseball, life, and the Cape Cod Baseball League. Schiff, how are you?
I am doing great. This is nice to be back. This is home. It always will be my baseball home. I saw so many friends already. It's great. I'm humbled to be here. Humbled to be back.
25 years. You've, I'm assuming, never occupied that visitor's dugout.
No, not only when I was a player for Harwich.
What is it going to be like for you to sit there and look out and see the A's cap on the other side of the field? Has it really sunk in yet?
No, it really hasn't, and it may not. I've been out of the Cape League 7 years now, so it may not. It's just a ball game. I don't want to say that and trivialize it, but it's a ball game. It might at some point when I see the blue and so forth. It might. I'll let you know after the game. But right now, I'm just happy to be on the field. I'm really glad I came back to the field. I didn't realize how much I missed being on the field. So this is great, and what a neat place to come back to. One of the first few games.
So our segment is going to be hopefully a little bit more than baseball, just about life and the league. I'm curious. You've been through a lot of these tough starts in the Cape League. It can turn around just like that.
Absolutely.
What did you do as a manager, and what do you tell the guys now when you have had such a weird start to the season where some nights you're hitting, some nights you're not, some nights you're pitching, some nights you're not, and the record obviously is not where it needs to be?
No, the record is not that good, but I used to tell my teams that we used to have 44 games, so it was 11-game segments. Now it's 10-game segments. You get here, the first segment, you kind of want to be 3-7, 4-6 or better. You're okay. So we've got some time to get to that point. Segment 2, the next 10 games. Now the team you just about got all your guys in town, and you're ready to get going. You're kind of patching the things up, and okay. And now you're kind of getting closer and closer to you want to be at 500. The third 10 games, now you run. Let's go 7-3, 8-2, secure a playoff spot, and then get everybody, rested and ready to go for the playoffs in that last 10. And, all you got to do is finish fourth. And that's not trivializing, again, a team that, you want to win a title if you can, but let's get everybody ready to roll and go for it. And I think that if you don't put pressure on them to win. They're not here they're here to get better and not to win. If they get better, we probably should win. So I think that's important to talk to them and just say, look, fellas, don't worry, get better. And they're practicing a lot. And I used to tell my guys, 3 things I want them to do when they come here is I want you to leave here a better player than when you got here. I want you to help us and win some games, because if you do number 1, number 2 is going to just happen. And number 3, have the best summer of your life, because you're on Cape Cod playing ball. Well, because, many of you are either going on to professional baseball or you're going into the real world. So you're not going to be sitting on some wonderful internationally known island, sunbathing a little bit and playing ball. It's going to end at some point, so enjoy it when you can.
You've talked about the international island, and you certainly could have done that. 25 years here, you put in your time. What made you come back to the Commodores, and what was the process like with Jeff Trundy? Did you call him? Did he call you? How did you come to this franchise?
We were just talking, late winter, and we were just talking, and I said, hey, you want some help? And he goes, huh? What do you know somebody? Yeah, me. And he says, you want to work with us? I said, yeah, let's go. You and I, we've been dearest friends forever. And we see things from the same colored glasses, and it's a perfect match. And I knew the assistant coaches pretty well. We've met before. Bradley's awesome. I've known him for many years. Met Brett last year, great guy. Mike, known him for years. Lauren, the other Laura, she's here. So it's, and I've met some, Cullen and Mike are phenomenal administrators. It's a great place, and it just seems like, what a nice match. What a nice match to do it again. And, there's no stress for me. It's like teach, coach, talk, help the kid out. What are you doing? See another set of eyes, and I'm having a blast.
All right, well, you're doing it again, and you're doing the fog again. I have to ask, it's always seems to be the factor in Chatham. You saw it all last year. I saw you running back and forth in these games last year. What do you forecast for tonight? It's looking like this might be one of those nights, and I
always like to say this. We're going to get weather tonight, okay? I think you're going to see both fog and rain. I don't know about the rain as much. This is fog sitting above us right now. And the way it works around here, as the sun sets, the air gets cooler and the fog can now sit, because the ground's going to cool off as well. The warmth of the ground keeps fog up. Once the ground cools off, now the fog's going to drop. Now, how much of it is up there? How thick is it? Depends on dew point and a few other things. And then you got you got Nantucket Sound being about 70 degrees. You got the Atlantic Ocean about 55 degrees. And you got a combination of, you're going to see moisture in the air. Now, will it be thick enough to interfere with the game? That's the whole thing. That one you can't predict. You can predict that it's here because you can see it right now, but you don't know what it's going to do, because fog is, it has a sense of humor, because it likes to really pee off people, a baseball field. It really gets people fishing upset, because you don't want to be out there in the fog unless you got a great radar. So the fog has a sense of humor.
Did you miss it at all?
Miss the fog?
Yeah.
Oh, no, no, hell no. The last 5 years I've been fishing a lot, and there are days I'm like, oh, God, come on. And you get out there, and here it comes, and then you go back out, here it comes again. Or you hear a weather forecast. It's going to be clear and beautiful today off Chatham, and as you're going down the point to Monomoy, it's like, well, that's not beautiful down there. I can see that dark thing, and that's not beautiful. That's fog. Turn around. Here we go.
All right, Schiff. Well, best of luck. I'm sure it'll be a very emotional night, and we certainly look forward to chatting with you throughout the season.
I'd look forward to it. Thank you very much.
All right, that's episode 1 of Shift Notes. The pregame show continues after this here on the Commodores YouTube network.
When you need to be seen for a minor illness or injury, Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is here for you with high-quality, full-service walk-in care. ER expertise meets urgent care convenience at our 6 urgent care centers, which are staffed by board-certified ER providers and located Cape-wide from Falmouth to Orleans. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is open daily and offers a cost-saving option for everything from sprains to stitches, with timely treatment in under an hour for most patients. View online wait times at capecodhealth.org/urgent care. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care. Minor emergencies, major attention.
Cape League Baseball is brought to you by 99 Restaurants, Hampton Inn, Baseball Cloud, Cape Cod 5, Franklin Sports, Milton Cat, T-Mobile, Yawkey Foundation, Netting Pros, Mosquito Joe of Plymouth Cape Cod, Nantucket Nectars, Veolia North America, Coca-Cola Beverages Northeast, and Del Mar Vacation Rentals.
When you think of summer in Cape Cod, you think of 3 things: beaches, baseball, and seafood Sam's. Since 1974, Sam's has been a Falmouth tradition, offering the very best in fresh local seafood. With over 100 items on their menu, the whole family can enjoy their award-winning Cape Cod cuisine. Stop by before the game at 356 Palmer Ave and try out the best seafood Sam's has to offer.
Whether you own a car, home, business, or investment property, you want to keep it secure and protected. Since 1989, our friends at Northeast Metro West Insurance Agency have provided reliable insurance services across the Commonwealth. They offer that personal touch to ensure that your assets are safe and secure. Visit them on the web at neinsure.com or stop into their Falmouth location at 194 Worcester Court to find a policy that meets your needs.
At Lawrence Lynch, we build and improve infrastructure that connects people and transforms our communities for the better. We strive to be an industry leader in civil construction by empowering our talented employees, respecting our supply chain relationships, and exceeding expectations in our service to our customers. There's no place quite like Lawrence Lynch. Visit us on the web at lawrencelynch.com or get in touch at 508-548-1800.
Welcome back to Chatham and Veterans Field ahead of another night on the road for the Commodores as they face off against the Chatham Anglers and MJ. We get a chance to see the Anglers for the first time, and they get a first chance to welcome back their friend John Schiffner. The entire dugout, a really classy move, walked over and was able to congratulate Schiff before the game. They shook his hand, and of course, that was led by their new manager, Jeremy Sheetinger, who's talked at length about his relationship with Schiff and how he met Schiff for the first time after taking this job.
Yeah, we've talked about all week how this is going to be, an emotional, memorable game for John Schiffner, coming back to a place where he spent so many summers leading the Chatham A's to so many great seasons, and it really was great to see Jeremy Sheetinger, that gesture with all his players walking across to shake Schiff's hand. I think it should be a really exciting game and really a memorable one, like I said, for Coach Schiffner.
Going through the pregame ceremonies right now, a first pitch. This is a 7 p.m. start. No other team in this league schedules their start for 7 p.m. And, of course, we heard on our shift notes pregame about the fog and what that could do to this ball game tonight. Of course, the league implemented some changes, including mandatory off days now because of some of the issues Chatham had last season, in which they ended up having to play about 15 games in a row because they had a whole week that was just a string of fog outs here.
Yeah, and I think the fog is definitely a bit of a concern tonight. We saw a little bit rolling in during batting practice, and we talked with some of the broadcasters that maybe it's coming in later, but right now seems okay. We're hoping to get 9 full innings in and a fun baseball game here on this fine Saturday evening.
We are awaiting the national anthem. They're finishing up their first pitches tonight. Of course, this is just one of the best settings in all of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Why don't we go through, MJ, the scoreboard while we get a chance? I don't want to start the lineups before the anthem begins. We'll wait until after that concludes, but let's take a look at the Cape League scoreboard for tonight, June 22nd. And it starts with Cotuit and Brewster. They are mid-5th inning. Cotuit blanking the Whitecaps. A 5-0 lead. We'll see Cotuit coming up on Tuesday, and it seems like we're going to see a very red-hot Cotuit team. They have CC Sabathia's son due up in the bottom of the 5th. Yarmouth Dennis trails Harwich 3-0. Both of those teams 4-2. The winner of that game gets sole possession of first place in the East Division. They are in the top of the 6th inning just down the road in John Schiffner's land of Harwich, Massachusetts. We will get you the rest of that scoreboard on the other side of this national anthem. We'll pause and send it over to public address.
Born with paralyzed vocal cords, doctors thought Sophia would not live, let alone sing. She started singing at 3 and at 14 won Teen Star and appeared on American Idol at age 15. A rising major an English major and a junior at Columbia. With tonight's national anthem, let's welcome Sophia Schuster.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Alrighty then, so welcome back to our tent that serves as a mobile broadcast booth tonight. We delayed those lineups for you until after the anthem. We'll first finish that Cape League scoreboard. Managers have already gone through ground rules, and first pitch should be a few moments away. Orleans Trails Hyannis 3-2, and the one team that has struggled just as much as the Commodores to win games this season in the Cape Cod Baseball League is the Orleans Firebirds. If they lose this game, they drop to the same record that the Commodores would drop to should they lose this game. 1 win and 6 losses. Again, that scored 3-2 in the bottom of the third. And the other game besides ours, Wareham and Bourne in the West Division, another Western Divisional battle, 3-1 in favor of the Braves. They have just finished the third inning, and Bourne has a chance to try and catch up to Wareham in the Western Division standings. Now, let's get you to those lineups that we promised. And MJ, why don't we start with the hometown Falmouth Commodores entering this game at 1 win and 5 losses, a struggling start for Jeff Trundy's bunch, winning at just 167 so far this season. They have lost 2 in a row. Jackson Willits, the shortstop out of Oklahoma, leads things off. Then it's the catcher Zion Rose out of Louisville batting second. Hitting third is Luke Gaffney, first baseman. He's out of Purdue, though he's in the transfer portal. Donovan LaSalle, right fielder from Oklahoma State, bumps down to fourth in the lineup. We've really only seen him hitting third, but the right fielder out of the Stillwater, Oklahoma region bats fourth. Hitting fifth is Jason Jones, left fielder out of Arkansas. Dylan Carey, third baseman from Nebraska, hitting sixth. Hitting seventh, Christian Martin, second baseman from Virginia Tech. Carson Bowen, designated hitter tonight from TCU, hits eighth. And Tab Tracy, who was one of 2 to have multiple hits in last night's loss against the Bourne Braves, the center fielder from Texas A&M, hitting in the 9th spot, and they face a very good Chatham Anglers lineup. You were very impressed right off the bat. You said the names in that lineup. This has got to be a pretty good team.
Yeah, and I'll take you through them right now. The left-handed bat of one of my favorites, Austin Overn out of USC. He gets things going, and he's had a really strong start to the summer. Vanderbilt second baseman Jaden Davis slides in at the 2 spot. Ike Irish, the catcher from Auburn, in the left-handed batter's box, hits fourth. Then it's John Bay, Iva Arquette, the 4-5 punch. Luke Cantwell, the left-handed first baseman, hits sixth. And in the last third of the order, Kyle Lodise, the left-handed bat of Landon Stripling. He's DHing tonight. And the Texas Longhorn Will Gasparino in right field rounds it out for the Anglers.
And they will face Lewis and Clark's Drake George. I don't know that we've seen too many players here from Lewis and Clark State, but that's where Mr. George hails from, and he will make his second appearance with the Anglers this season, his first start.
Yeah, well, he had a fantastic spring, aiding a 4.91 ERA, 6 wins, 2 losses, and was also named the Conference Pitcher of the Year. So definitely a guy that can bring the heat, but he's got to face a good lineup tonight for Falmouth, and we talked about it pregame, one of the best ones that Jeff Trundy has pieced together.
Leading off is the shortstop out of Oklahoma, Jackson Willits. And, of course, Jackson has seen the top 2 spots in the lineup each day since arriving on Cape Cod. He is a left-handed batter wearing white batting gloves. He cuts down and misses. And the count 0-1 to the leadoff hitter 5. They wear black uniforms, Falmouth in maroon script across the front with dark gray outline. Second pitch sails off the plate. Framing job by Ike Irish, not good enough. 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 coming. Swing and a high fly ball lifted down the left field line and trailing foul. All the way down near the Chatham batting cage. And the count holds at 1-2, 94 miles an hour off the hand of the Lewis and Clark State product, Drake George, who works in the full wind from the first base side of the rubber, delivers and bounces it into the dirt, blocked at the chest by Irish. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Willits 1 for 5 with a strikeout in last night's loss to Bourne. The 2-2. Popped in the air, left side, chasing over the shortstop Lodies and the third baseman Arquette. It goes into no man's land and is brought home. Kyle Lodies, the shortstop, found it in the sky, which is not very easy to do on a night like this with that really dark gray cloud that just engulfs all of Veterans Field. That's the first out and F6.
Yeah, really good heads-up play by Lodies. Great concentration. You talked about how hard the sky is, and a long run, too, to get all the way down the left field line.
Batter now is Zion Rose, 1 for 4 last night. Highly ranked prospect who hammers one foul right side, and it rolls all the way down the line up against the netting that protects fans that are down the first base line. 0-1 coming to the right-hand hitter. He chops it left side. This one a soft dribbler foul towards the third base coaching box. Picked up by Iva Arquette on a bare hand. And an 0-2 count on the catcher out of Louisville. We should apologize. We weren't really sure how much center field he had played coming into last night. He said he mainly played center field this season at Louisville. Called strike 3. He looks at a pitch that hits the inner third. And how about 2 straight retired from Drake George? Absolutely pummeling batters to start this ball game.
Yeah, I love the confidence from Jake George right now. A lot of fastballs, well located, as you just said there on the strikeout pitch, and he's not afraid to go after a really solid Falmouth lineup.
And so that turns it over to Luke Gaffney, one of the most consistent bats in this lineup that went quiet last night. 0 for 4 with a strikeout after back-to-back multi-hit games. And he takes a pitch that breaks onto the inner third, taken for strike 1. First baseman from Purdue hit the transfer portal a few days back. Redshirted last season and broke all kinds of freshman records this spring with the Boilermakers. Now hammers one that's flying down the right field line. At 95 miles an hour, MJ, the balls are being hit very hard. They are jumping on this early Chatham night. They just haven't quite found grass. Gaffney stands in right side, the 0-2. Swing, and I believe he fouled it off of himself. Rolls just to the left of home plate and out of the grass, picked up by Irish. Balls are coming in hard. 94-95 these last 2 pitches from Drake George.
Yeah, I love Falmouth's aggressiveness at the plate. That's one thing we've talked about, looking at too many pitches, but lots of swings early on.
George working from the full wind, again first base side of the rubber. Deals home, check swing, and he did go around. Luke Gaffney gets rung up. And the Commodores go down 1-2-3 in their opening half of the first. Let's go to the last of the first. It's Doors nothing, and the Anglers coming up here on Doors Radio.
At Lawrence Lynch, we build and improve infrastructure that connects people and transforms our communities for the better. We strive to be an industry leader in civil construction by empowering our talented employees, respecting our supply chain relationships, and exceeding expectations in our service to our customers. There's no place quite like Lawrence Lynch. Visit us on the web at lawrencelynch.com or get in touch at 548-1800.
Have you been injured on Cape Cod? A car, bicycle, motorcycle crash, a commercial truck collision, a slip and fall incident, or a dog-related injury are life-changing events. Attorney Stephen Snow knows the challenges that lie ahead. Will go the extra mile for you and successfully navigate the resolution of your case. Don't wait. Call Attorney Stephen Snow at the Snow Law Firm today. 508-388-6676.
Cape League Baseball is brought to you by 99 Restaurants, Hampton Inn, Baseball Cloud, Cape Cod 5, Franklin Sports, Milton Cat, T-Mobile, Yawkey Foundation, Netting Pros, Mosquito Joe of Plymouth Cape Cod, Nantucket Nectars, Veolia North America, Coca-Cola Beverages Northeast, and Del Mar Vacation Rentals.
Hey, this is Joe Castiglione of the Boston Red Sox. Stay tuned for more Commodores baseball.
Welcome back to Veterans Field in Chatham. Aiden Blank and MJ Newsom. Austin Overn, USC Trojan, leads things off. First pitch is pummeled down the left field line and long and foul into the trees from Colby Guy, who matches his counterpart, throwing 94 on the first pitch of the night. Colby working from the center of the rubber. His first start of the summer, his only start of the summer, came on opening night. 0-1, fired high for 1-1. Boy, Colby had some fun in that opening night start. Mowed down the first 7 batters he saw. Ran into some trouble walking 2 in the 4th before he was removed. Did get charged with the earned runs and the loss. Now this ball slips out of his hands. Fired high. Still at 94. Trickles to the backstop. It's 2-1. Austin Overn, the center fielder, just finished up a sophomore year at USC that left a lot to be desired, hitting .270 in 59 games. Pitch falls low and inside. He turns out of it, and the count 3-1. So he's come to Cape Cod to try and revamp his college image. Lift and a 3-1 from Guy is popped off the end of the bat down the left field line, trailing foul. We'll do it again at 3-2. A lot of pop-ups tonight, and they're all going very, very far. If somebody can straighten the ball out, you hope it's the Commodores. It's going out. The 3-2. High in the zone. Fastball popped up left side. Racing over Carey. Thinks he has it beyond the Angler dugout, and it is going to go just on the other side of that protective netting, so the count holds at 3-2. Good play for Carey, and he really thought he had it. Overn going to stand back in. Red shin guard on the front leg for the lefty batter's box. Fouls it just off the plate and out of the glove of Zion Rose behind the plate. Zion getting the start behind the plate tonight for the Commodores. Again, he's off to Team USA relatively soon, so you got to give him some opportunities to make his mark in this league. 3-2, popped in the air off the barrel of the bat, heading to center. Back now in, Tab Tracy underneath it in the foggy night, makes the play for out number 1. It took a while, but Colby Guy retires his first batter on an F8.
Yeah, going back to the fly out there, you talked about it in the top of the first. A tough night sky. Gray sky, a lot of clouds, some fog maybe rolling in later. Battling the lights, too. It's going to be tough to see these fly balls.
Here's the right-handed hitter, Jaden Davis. Second baseman plays out of Vanderbilt. The Commodore chips one to the backstop. It's 0-1. Hard swing from the stocky righty. Second baseman tonight hit .315 in his first season with the Vanderbilt Commodores, and now sends one to right center field on a line, and it drops down for a base hit. Big turn for Davis around first. He's come into the night swinging very confidently and earns a base knock off of Colby Guy, something we didn't see a whole lot of in Colby's first appearance.
Yeah, just a nice job there by Davis. Sits on the breaking ball, tosses the barrel out there, lets his hands do the work, gets the nice result he wants.
Turned over now for Ike Irish. Catcher in his second season in the Cape Cod Baseball League, his first with the Anglers. We've talked all about the 2023 Anglers that found homes elsewhere in this league. Well, here's a 2023 Brewster Whitecap who hits one in the air off the inside of the bat and fouled just beyond our heads up onto the merchandise stand, which is located behind and to the left of home plate, and the count 0-1. Ike was with Brewster last season and moves over to Chatham this year, and he hits one hard to the right side and by a leaping Christian Martin at second base. So the first two runners, each with a single. First two of Colby Guy's day. Turn it over for John Bay, the cleanup hitter and the left fielder. Big chance to do some damage early in this game. The A's have a very good ball club, MJ, and they're about to try and jump on Mr. Guy early.
Yeah, both those singles, not just dribblers, those things were smoked on the right side.
John Bay, the left fielder, plays his college ball at Austin P. a Governor. Takes a low strike, inside, called 0-1. Home plate umpire is Joe Caraco. Jeff Merzell over at first base, and Mike Rabideau at third. All three, not just returning Cape League guys, but some of the class umpires in this league. Jeff Merzell, 2 years back, Cape League Umpire of the Year. The 0-1 is dribbled off the plate, and the count's 0-2. Very solid crowd behind home plate tonight in the newly built, or at least within the last 5 years or so, built Veterans Field stands. The crowd on the hill, oh, they're mostly at the top, and they certainly leave something to be desired. Not everything we had hoped for in our first trip to Chatham. 0-2, low into the dirt. Nice block by Rose, though the ball rode up his forearm. He kept it close enough to him that the runners do not advance, and the count remains 1-2. One ball and two strikes. One out in the inning. Two runners on base for the A's. Try to strike on Colby Guy in his first inning of the game. He fires just low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A changeup at 85 miles an hour, and Bay does not bite. We mentioned Bay, and Austin P. Governor plays his college ball with a guy who was here for multiple seasons, Lyle Miller Green. The 2-2. High and in, taken, and the count runs full. And the throw went over the head of Colby Guy, backed up at second by Christian Martin. It really doesn't seem like the Commodores are on the same page tonight after allowing 5 errors. The righty steps back in. Chatham wearing their home A uniforms. They are pinstripe, light blue pinstripes. A on the front left back breast patch, and the pitch misses inside for ball 4. And suddenly the bases are loaded for the Chatham Anglers with 1 out here in the first inning.
And this is not a guy you want to have the bases juiced for. Iva Arquette, a solid spring in Washington. The guy knows how to barrel some baseballs up and drive in runs.
Bay's on first, Irish on second. Jaden Davis is on third. And here's Iva Arquette. You mentioned heavy-hitting third baseman out of Washington, all defensive team selection of the Pac-12 and first team all Pac-12. He takes a strike on the inner third at 0-1. A year after making the NCAA tournament, bit of a rebuild for the Huskies, but Arquette was a big part of any success they had this season up in Seattle. He chips one off the inside of the bat. Coming to the backstop, it's 0-2.
That was a big swing at the plate there, too. Aiden Arquette wanted all of that pitch.
No balls, 2 strikes. A check swing, now taps his bat 3 times on the plate. It's got a blue barrel, a red handle. It's Angler colors. Guy steps home and delivers a strike 3 that's low in the zone, and Arquette sent back to the dugout. What a big rebound strikeout from Colby Guy, who battles with the bases loaded.
Number 49, Luke Cantwell.
What a huge pitch for Colby Guy, and now this guy's got a chance to get himself out of a huge jam in the first.
It'll be the lefty hitting Luke Cantwell, first baseman out of Pittsburgh. Bell tie set, guy steps home, bounces it to the plate. Blocked by Rose on the chest, and the count 1-0. Luke Cantwell, a record-breaking first season at Pittsburgh. 57 walks, tied the most drawn by a Panther in a single season. He'd appreciate a knock here or a walk. Either one gets in a run. The 1-0 fired into the zone. It's 1-1, 93-mile-an-hour fastball. And still not the hardest that we've seen thrown by Colby Guy. 1-1, 2 down in the inning. Bottom of the first, we're scoreless. A pair of hits and a walk have the bases loaded for Chatham. The pitch, breaking ball, drops in on the outer third. It's 1-2. Colby Guy ready to let out a roar if he can get this out here. First inning of work, he loaded the bases, but has a chance to keep the clean sheet. Stares down the first baseman from Pittsburgh, hitting from the lefty box. 1-2. Swing and a miss, and the bat goes flying. It does not matter. Colby Guy gives up 2 hits, loads the bases, and it doesn't matter. The Anglers go down scoreless in the bottom of the first despite a major threat, and the Commodores will come to bat in the second. Neither team in the first. Doors nothing, A's nothing. We're going to the second here on Doors Radio.
Highlights include a fan festival with sponsor
Ace Ticket is proud to be a platinum sponsor of Falmouth Commodores baseball. They specialize in hard-to-find tickets for all types of events. Their secure website provides the ideal solution to all your ticket needs, and their experienced staff is standing by ready to help. Visit aceticket.com to get in the game. When you think of summer in Cape Cod, you think of 3 things: beaches, baseball, and seafood Sam's. Since 1974, Sam's has been a Falmouth tradition, offering the very best in fresh local seafood. With over 100 items on their menu, the whole family can enjoy their award-winning Cape Cod cuisine. Stop by before the game at 356 Palmer Ave and try out the best seafood Sam's has to offer.
Have you been injured on Cape Cod? A car, bicycle, motorcycle crash, a commercial truck collision, a slip and fall incident, or a dog-related injury are life-changing events. Attorney Stephen Snow knows the challenges that lie ahead. Will go the extra mile for you and successfully navigate the resolution of your case. Don't wait. Call Attorney Stephen Snow at the Snow Law Firm today. 508-388-6676.
Hi, I'm Kobe Guy. I'm a right-handed pitcher from UNC Asheville, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball.
Well, the Commodores have certainly had their success over the first inning or so in Chatham. Not on the offensive end. They're going to try to fix that. Strike fired into Donovan LaSalle. Cleanup hitter, right fielder, leads off to begin the top of the second. Colby Guy loaded the bases and then got out of it. The 0-1. LaSalle checks his swing. It's down the middle. Doesn't matter. 93 miles an hour out of the arm of Drake George in for his second inning of work. He had the more impressive inning, though both of them got it out cleanly. LaSalle, the right fielder, from his right side. Swing and a miss, and he was just fooled by that off-speed pitch. Came in at 82, and 3 consecutive strikeouts from Chatham starting pitcher Drake George.
He's mixing his pitches up very well, Aiden, and we talked about how the Commodores are probably seeing the highest velocity they've seen all summer long, but that breaking ball is working really well for George.
So in steps Jason Jones, left fielder out of Arkansas. Struggled this season, had a breakout freshman year in Fayetteville, looking to get back to that. First pitch, a breaking ball doesn't drop, goes high and in, 1 ball, no strikes at 79. By far the least velocity we've seen from George tonight. Full wind and the Lewis and Clark State product deals, and the pitch hit hard and foul, bouncing all the way down the right field line and all the way towards that empty Commodore bullpen. It's on the field, but it's all the way down the right field line, and the Angler bullpen arms are behind that fence, sitting on a bench. Pitch catches the inner third, taken for strike 2, 1-2 the count.
Jones 2 for 4 last night, one of the other ones with 2 hits. The 1-2. Fired high for 2-2. Played in 23 games with 19 starts this spring, slashing only 194, 301, and 403. 4 homers, 17 runs batted in. A grand slam early in the season, probably the highlight of it. Breaking ball into the dirt, blocked by Irish, 3-2. Played last summer in the Northwoods League with the Green Bay Rockers. Led them to a first-place finish in the first half and overall in the Great Lakes Division. Hit hard to first, and it slips by the glove of Cantwell all the way down the right field line. It's a base hit from the left fielder, Jason Jones. 3 hits over 2 nights, a good bounce back here. We know he's received a lot of attention for his efforts at the plate, and rightfully so. One of only 2 last night with multiple hits in the Commodore lineup, and now he's 1 for 1 today.
Yeah, Jones, a guy we were kind of chuckling about today, Aiden, a guy that has really been sneaky good with a stick, and you said it, 3 hits now over the last 2 nights, and he has really been producing at the dish.
And so the batter now, Drew Carey, third baseman from Nebraska. Jones on first, 1 out. Hard hit foul off the inside of the bat, trailing all the way down towards the playground that is all the way down the first baseline here at Veterans Field. It's a chilly night. Would expect temperatures in the 70s, maybe the 60s by the end of it. 0-1 with Jones a healthy lead off first. They check, and he's back in diving headfirst safely. Veterans Field fairly large, 314 down the line. That's where you're most likely to see one hit in right field. The 0-1 coming, and Drew bounces left side high chopper. Fielded by Lodis, goes short to second one. Relay to first, closer than anybody would have liked on that Commodore bench, but it is not in time, and Carey able to reach via a fielder's choice. That was another hard hit ball. Jones gets taken out at second, and Carey, I think, got caught off guard. Did not think that throw was coming as quick as it was.
Yeah, that pitch a bit high in the zone. He goes up and gets it, but doesn't get the top side of the barrel. As you said, chops to short, but had to hustle it down the line.
Here's Christian Martin, the second baseman from Virginia Tech. Hitting from the left side. And for the first base side of the rubber, George steps home and low for ball 1, throws it into the dirt. Again, a sizable crowd for a Saturday night here at Veterans Field, the first Saturday of summer in 2024, one of the last in the month of June. Here's the 1-0, snaps into the zone, a fastball at 92, 1 ball and 1 strike. Carey takes his lead off first, 3 strides, held on by Cantwell. The peer over from George, who now focuses on the plate. Belt tie set, lift and a deal, low and inside on a breaking ball. Brushes Martin off the plate just briefly, 2 balls into strike. Lights have been on since BP here at Veterans Field. You've needed them. They were on pretty early last night in Falmouth as well. A little spread of weather, check back to first, not in time. Little spell of bad weather coming this weekend on Cape Cod. We hope it's gone by the time baseball starts next week, and we certainly hope we can get through the weekend dry. Another snap throw to first, and again, Carey diving in head first safely. The skies really opened up just as last night's game concluded. 2-1 coming. High for ball 3. They made an interesting post-game breakdown for us, but overall, the Commodore rally in the 9th inning not long enough to cause any kind of weather delay. 3 and a strike. Snapped in the air, left field, and right at the left fielder, Bay, who barely has to move to his left. And he makes the catch to conclude the inning. So no runs on 1 hit with no errors and 1 left. Inning and a half in the books. The bats are going, but they just haven't quite found the runs yet. See if they can. Heading to the bottom of the 2nd here on Doors Radio.
Cape League Baseball is brought to you by 99 Restaurants, Hampton Inn, Baseball Cloud, Cape Cod 5, Franklin Sports, Milton Cat, T-Mobile, Yawkey Foundation, Netting Pros, Mosquito Joe of Plymouth Cape Cod, Nantucket Nectars, Veolia North America, Coca-Cola Beverages Northeast, and Del Mar Vacation Rentals.
Shipwrecked Falmouth is a premier beachside restaurant and bar located at Falmouth Heights Beach here in beautiful Cape Cod. Open year-round for indoor and outdoor dining, Shipwrecked features classic New England summer options with some interesting twists. Try crab cakes, fish and chips, pizza, and even sushi. Stop in at 263 Grand Ave for your modern dining experience.
Hi, my name is Matt Burgess, General Manager here at Falmouth Country Club. We have a unique 27-hole public golf course with a beautiful layout that is family-oriented.
This is Will Fleming of the Boston Red Sox. Now time for more Commodores baseball.
Welcome back to Veterans Field in Chatham. The Anglers coming to the plate in the bottom of the second inning. No score, though a lot of hard hit balls so far on this Saturday night. Colby Guy out for the second time this game. Fires in and misses for ball one on the inside of the plate. Leadoff hitter for the Anglers, the 7-hitter, Kyle Lodies. Shortstop out of Augusta. Low and inside, but they call the strike. Bounced out of the glove of Zion Rose, and the count is 1-1. You would assume that's Augusta, Georgia, right around the area where the new Anglers coach, Jeremy Sheetinger, is. Called strike. All three pitches have been on the inside end here. Lodi's not getting any calls on the inner third. Guy with a big deal on the mound. High leg kick. Deals low into the dirt for ball two, and the count evened out. The atmosphere at Veterans Field, unmatched. 2-2. Chopped on the ground at the plate. It's off the plate, and the count holds 2-2. Another East Division opponent. This is what, the third or fourth of the season? Not a lot of West play. That begins really next week. 2-2, bounce left side, fielded by Carey on a back pedal, fires across the diamond, and picked out on the front end by Gaffney. Oh, they set down Lodi's on a tremendous play from the Nebraska third baseman, who fielded it on a back pedal and then threw it over for Gaffney to pick out with his forearm.
Really great play by Dylan Carey. He read the right hop, took a little bit of a back pedal, as you said, and then how about the throw across the diamond? That is not easy.
So now it comes down to Landon Stripling. Designated hitter, spends his college time at Texas Tech. And he takes ball one outside off the plate. One out of the inning, bases empty. Just warming up between Chatham and Falmouth. Ball fired high, 2-0. Overpowered at 93 miles an hour. Guy has gotten up to 94 on the night. Fastball seems to be where he's living. Breaking ball off the plate, 3-0. Game is really moving quickly. Obviously, everything moving a little bit quicker with the pitch clock, but the way these two pitchers have dealt, even with a couple of hits, these innings moving fast. He does not find the zone, a bit on top of it on 3-0, and a 4-pitch walk issued.
The right fielder from the University of Texas, number 8.
Colby Guy on the mound. That's really been the only complaint about his outings the first couple of days this season. Colby has struggled a little bit with walks. You'd like to see that number cut down a bit. Here's Will Gasparino, right fielder, out of Texas. Takes high for ball one. He might be the first Texas Longhorn we've seen this season. Right fielder hit from his right side. He's very, very tall. 1-0, fired high, 2 balls and no strikes. 6-6 out of LA and Harvard Westlake High School.
As a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League, the Massachusetts State Lottery.
He's a freshman, only 19 years old. You'd expect him to grow a little bit before he gets another pitch. Quick timeout, and Colby Guy is going to get a talking to on the mound here.
Yeah, 6 straight balls out of the right hand of Guy. I'm sure it's just a settle-down meeting. You mentioned it, Aiden. He's struggled a little bit with the walks, but he has also excelled with the strikeout. So if you can find that zone, dance around a little bit on it when you're ahead in the count, you're going to be strolling on the hill tonight.
And so, a quick conversation on the mound with pitching coach Mike Landry. Now broken up by Joe Caraco, who heads out to the mound. And we'll see how Colby Guy rebounds. Colby entering this game 0-1 record. Mentioned he got the loss on opening night with a 6 ERA. Expect to see him a couple more times throughout the season. 2 balls and no strikes as he resumes the at-bat here with Gasparino, the right fielder. Toes the back of the box, waggles the bat, tan almost white above his head, and he chops one to the backstop. First strike of the at-bat, 2-1. Tomorrow's matchup, Falmouth and Harwich. 6 p.m. start at Gov Fuller Field. Hayden Lefew, the left-handed pitcher, will start for Harwich. We're still waiting on a Commodore starter. Dealt high and in, Gasparino turned, and it hit him. So Will Gasparino earns himself a walk as Colby Guy throws a 93-mile-an-hour fastball that clips him. A walk and a hit by pitch, and suddenly a couple of free bases later, my friend, the Anglers have 2 more on.
Well, you talked about the walks being an issue. That's now 3 combined walks and hit by pitches, just the first time through the order. So a third of the guys that Guy has faced, that's been the result.
So the batter now, Austin Overn. They turn it back to the top of the lineup. Dangerous hitting center fielder out of USC. Takes ball 1 inside. Didn't move. The count 1-0. Lefty swinger from Southern California. 65 hits in the spring with a USC team that I think you would agree severely underwhelming in the Pac-12. He hits one in the air to center, left center, back, and gone. Austin Overn leaves Veterans Field with a 3-run homer, and the USC product has given the Anglers a 3-0 lead as Colby Guy gets it up for his first runs of the evening.
Well, Overn, known for his triples. He had the USC single-season record back a season ago, but this season led USC in home runs as well. A guy that has really found his pop, and there it is there. Little Lapo taco for Overn.
Now it's Jaden Davis, singled in the first. One of those 3 hits in that inning. Takes pitch 1 inside and jumps out of the box. It's 1-0. Mentioned Davis, the second baseman out of Vanderbilt. Righty swinger. Takes a ball that drops down on Rose. He blocks it with his chest. 2 balls and no strikes. Austin Overn struck that one. It was not a weakly hit ball either. You do have to hit a ball fairly well to get it out of Veterans Field. Swinging strike, 2-2. 2-1 rather. Righty swinger. Pops one right side. Racing back Gaffney, coming in LaSalle. He'll get it in right field. The Oklahoma State product makes the catch for out number 2. But MJ, another night of early runs. It's an ugly trend that is developed among the Commodore pitchers after, a good 3 or 4 game stretch to begin the season where starting pitching was good. They've really faltered these last few days, allowing these early runs that have ended up really deciding the game. First pitch a strike on the inner third, 0-1 to Ike Irish.
Well, now through 7 games, Aiden, Falmouth has never gotten a run lead first. Something to note.
Full wind, 0-1. Cracked in the air, left field, dropping quickly and down on Jones. It's a base hit for Ike Irish. The catcher out of Auburn belts one down for a base hit.
For the Anglers, the left fielder
2 singles on the day
P.
for him.
Number 10, John Bay.
He's the first A to earn a second hit in this game. John Bay has a chance to earn his first. Walk back in the first. It's going to be a long night if Colby Guy can't settle himself down. This is very contrary to what we saw in his opening appearance. Fouled wide of the line, third base side. Remember, he retired the first 7 batters he saw on opening night. Really, the only problems he ran into were a couple of walks in the fourth, and then they pulled him. Now he's given up a 3-run home run before the second inning even finishes. Belt tie set, comes home. High and in, pops out of the glove of Rose, and that's enough for Irish to take second. Ike Irish earns a free base there. And now here's a big opportunity for John Bay to make it 4-0. They give an error on the catcher Rose. Popped off the inside of the bat, dropping in center, and it's down on Tracy, who decides to play it. Big throw home. It's on the money. It's right in time. Tab Tracy had a play to catch it in the air. Instead, he waited, let it drop, and fired a dart to Zion Rose behind the plate. What a throw to end the inning. But the A's strike first. 3 runs on 2 hits with 1 error and 1 runner left on base. We go to the third, and the Commodores once again in an early hole. It's Chatham 3, Falmouth 0 here on Doors Radio.
Whether you own a car, home, business, or investment property, you want to keep it secure and protected. Since 1989, our friends at Northeast Metro West Insurance Agency have provided reliable insurance services across the Commonwealth. They offer that personal touch to ensure that your assets are safe and secure. Visit them on the web at neinsure.com or stop in to their Falmouth location at 194 Worcester Court to find a policy that meets your needs.
Shipwrecked Falmouth is a premier beachside restaurant and bar located at Falmouth Heights Beach here in beautiful Cape Cod. Open year-round for indoor and outdoor dining, Shipwrecked features classic New England summer options with some interesting twists. Try crab cakes, fish and chips, pizza, and even sushi. Stop in at 263 Grand Ave for your modern dining experience. Cape Cod Baseball is brought to you by Take Care, Cape Cod.
Welcome back to Veterans Field. Aiden Blank and MJ Newsom. The Cape League All-Stars will shine once again on July 27th at Gov Fuller Field in the 2024 Cape Cod Baseball League All-Star Game. Don't miss an action-packed day of All-Star Day festivities. Buy your tickets today at capecodbaseballstore.org. And Austin Overn, making an early case to be an All-Star, cracks a home run over the left center field fence. And Colby Guy into a hole early as John Bay was retired to end that last inning. And now here's Christian Martin, second baseman righty out of Virginia Tech. Or rather, it's Carson Bowen. We're 1 spot down. First appearance of the day for Bowen. He hits it left side, and they're going to go over to first for a 6-3 putout.
Center fielder from Texas A&M, number 11, Tab Tracy.
So it turns it over to Tab Tracy, who had that excellent throw, MJ, at the end of the inning. I was about to question his decision not to just go and catch the ball in center, but, man, he shows off his arm, throwing a dart to Zion Rose. First pitch off the plate, 1 ball and no strikes. That does go down as a hit for John Bay. Likely a single. He's left on first, technically, to end the inning. Check swing, and it's called a strike low inner third, 1-1. Tracy, the center fielder, out of Texas A&M. Kick and a 1-1 off the plate breaking ball, 2 balls and a strike. He was 1 of 2, the second to get multiple hits yesterday. Now tied for second on the team with 5 hits this season behind only Luke Gaffney. Popped in the air, high down the left field line, foul. He's also tied for second on the team in runs batted in, batting average, on base percentage, and slugging, trailing Luke Gaffney in each of those categories. 2-2 coming, high leg kick. Swing and a miss. Tracy down on strikes. That pitch was just fired in. The radar gun's gone down, likely because of the rain that started here at Veterans Field, but you got to think that was in the 90s, Mr. MJ. A really good pitch there from Drake George. We didn't know much about him coming in. Lewis and Clark State, not a whole lot of information available, but man, he has put on a good showing here.
Already 4 Ks the first time through the order.
This will be his 35th pitch of the night, facing Jackson Willits for a second time. Called strike on the inner third. It's 0-1. F6 for Willits to fly out on the first pitch of the game. 0-1, fired high, 1-1. Willits taps the plate a couple of times. Now waggles that dark brown bat on his shoulder. The 1-1. Fired off the plate, high, 2-1. First base side of the rubber, George dealing. It's hit on the ground, back up the middle, rolls off the mound and into center for a base hit. Willits earns the second Commodore hit tonight. He'll be the third door to get on base. And how about Jackson Willits having a nice little start to his tenure with the Commodores? Should be 3 straight games with a base knock.
About to say that base hit gives him a little 3-game hit streak, and we'll see if he can continue that, especially being slotted at the top of the order.
And now it's up to Zion Rose, catcher out of Louisville. Again, not a lot of time left with Rose before he heads to USA, so you would like to see him make his mark before that. First pitch to him, low for ball 1. Named the All-ACC freshman team in the spring. Big bat for the Cardinal, hitting .376. 1-0 to Rose, finds the zone, taking 1-2. It was actually .382 during the regular season. 8 doubles, 5 triples, and 4 home runs. And we're still waiting to see. We saw a little bit of it last night, what that power is. We'd love to see some more of it with the wood bat here. 1-1, turned back to first, and in safely is Mr. Willits. Started the season by reaching base in each of his first 8 games. Again, those were his first 8 games collegiately. Hit on the air to the right side, fielded on a hop by Davis, flips to second, and they get the final out of the inning. And so the Commodores go down scoreless, but Willits does get a 3rd straight day with a hit. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. It's all A's early from Veterans Field. 3-0 Chatham here on Doors Radio.
Your organization today. Learn more at
Cape Cod Baseball is brought to you by Take Care, Cape Cod, Mass State Lottery, Cape Cod Healthcare, Kinlan Grover Compass, Sullivan Tire, Badger Sports, Cape Destinations, OT Sports, Cape Cod Chamber of Commerce, Highline Cruises, Cape Cod Resort and Spa, Sports Picks, Axis Bat, Hyannis Area Chamber of Commerce, Sunderland Printing, and Bluebird Hotels. And of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
When you think of summer in Cape Cod, you think of 3 things: beaches, baseball, and seafood Sam's. Since 1974, Sam's has been a Falmouth tradition, offering the very best in fresh local seafood. With over 100 items on their menu, the whole family can enjoy their award-winning Cape Cod cuisine. Stop by before the game at 356 Palmer Ave and try out the best seafood Sam's has to offer.
When you need to be seen.
the third baseman from the the University of Washington.
Welcome back to Veterans
Number
Fields
13,
here in Chatham.
Iva
Aiden
Arquette.
Blank with MJ Newsom. Great to be with you here on Doors Radio. We come back with a little bit of collegiate news. First pitch from Colby Guy, swing and a miss, facing Iva Arquette, third baseman out of Washington. Congratulations to 2023 Commodore Charlie Condon. He wins the Golden Spikes Award. The Georgia Bulldogs. Pitch fired high, 1-1 from Colby Guy. Of course, two of the three finalists, Charlie Condon and Travis Bazana, spent time at the Gov last season. 1-1. Fouled into the glove of Rose, 1-2. And earlier today, you had the All-America list come out. 5 Commodores were first-team All-Americans. All 5 played last season. What a stacked roster that was. Pitch is hit in the air high and fouled down the right field line. What a team Jeff Trundy put together last year. You have to imagine that's one of the best rosters he's ever coached. Pitch coming, swing and a miss. And a big K for Colby Guy. Arquette now down on strikes in 2 at-bats. Turns it over for Luke Cantwell. After all that happened in the second, good to get the first out in the inning here. That's 3 consecutive innings where the first batter's been retired. Cantwell, the first baseman from Pittsburgh. We mentioned all those records he broke. Takes ball 1 down low. .515 on base percentage, 14th highest of any qualified hitter in the country. That is ridiculous. Getting on base more than half the time. And with this rain coming down, Colby Guy wants a new baseball. Fired one into Zion Rose, who got a new ball from Joe Caraco. 1-0, high for ball 2. Fog has not come in yet, but again, we are not even a third of the way through this ball game. The 2-0, cracked on the ground left side. Backhand try from Willits. He dove and couldn't get it. It sneaks into left field, and another base hit. This one off the bat of the first baseman, Cantwell. And it sends up Kyle Lotus.
The shortstop from
The runner on
Georgia Tech,
first.
number 24,
One of the best things to
Lodis.
watch is a hitter with power going the opposite way. Just a really well-struck baseball by Cantwell right through the 6-hole. Perfect hit here in his second at-bat.
Batter is Lodis, the shortstop. Takes an inner third strike, 0-1, jackknifes out of the way, but doesn't get the call. Lodi sits in 35 of 48 games this season. He pummels one into center. He's got a hit right now. A base knock down on Tracy. And again, these are not soft balls. These are just clubbed all over the park on Colby Guy, who looks totally different than the first time we saw him. He's got to try and find it within the next few batters, or we've already seen Jeff Trundy will not hesitate to pull him out. Batter's the designated hitter, Landon Stripling. Scored a run back last inning with a walk. Ball pummeled into the dirt, and Zion Rose able to block it. Riley Stanford into the bullpen. Would be his second outing in 3 days if he were to appear. The 1-0 coming home. Low into the dirt, 2-0. And of course, Riley got hit around in his last outing. I'm sure he's eager to get back on the mound. He faced off against YD and gave up a lot of runs, including a homer. 2 balls, no strikes. Walked last inning and a run scored from Stripling. Another ball pegged into the dirt at 3-0. And again, Jeff Trundy's got to be shaking his head there in the dugout. Hope for more from the guy who showed very promising signs in his first outing. 3-0. Here comes. Just low and out. And a tough zone there from Caraco. Does not work in Colby Guy's favor. And in back-to-back innings, MJ, he's loaded the bases. It didn't go very well the last time he did.
Back in the first, he had the bases loaded with one out. Just like this situation, he went strikeout to Arquette and Cantwell. Sure, it's 9-1 in the order, but you got to believe Colby Guy knows that he can do it.
This is the second mound visit of the game, and I do believe this is going to be the one for a pitching change. Colby Guy is out of this game after just 2 1/3, and it was a messy 2 1/3. Responsible for Cantwell, responsible for Lodies, responsible for Stripling, and MJ, the Commodores now just have to hope for something from Riley Stanford.
Yeah, and it really began in the first inning. Aiden, you and I were talking about it both on air and at the break. A lot of loud contact, a lot of hard-hit baseballs off the A's bats, whether or not they were going for base hits. Still a lot of good barrels, and that was the concern moving forward. And then finally, Austin Overn ran into a deep fly, and that was the concern we had talked about moving forward.
Will Gasparino is due to hit next, the right fielder out of Texas. In the 9 spot, he was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat, and he'll be the first to face Riley Stanford, who again had some struggles in his last appearance. And again, if you're looking on the bright side, like we would for Jeff Trundy, okay, he gets another chance to prove himself.
Yeah, one thing I'll say about Riley Stanford is he is one of the most cheerful guys that is on this Commodores roster. Every time during BP, he comes up, has a good little conversation with us, and you can tell he just loves being out here, loves the opportunity he has to compete on Cape Cod. And Aiden, we talked to him earlier in the season at Media Day about the injuries he struggled through, and you can just tell he is pumped up to be here, whether it's on the hill, in the batting cage, on the mound, whatever it might be. Riley Stanford just loves to be in a baseball uniform.
Hey, he's now officially been listed as an outfielder, so expect to see him at some point there. He comes in with a 13.5 ERA, 0-1 in 2 appearances. He's only thrown 2 1/3 innings so far, 7 hits, 4 earned runs. So he's gotten rocked around a little bit, and, well, I'm sure he would like to get out of this. It is a very tricky situation he's been entered into with the bases loaded and 1 out.
Yeah, and I think for a guy that's been struggling, you kind of realize that this is a great opportunity for him to build and inherit bases loaded and see what he's made of. Obviously, you're already in a 3-run deficit, not too far to come back from, but Riley's got a chance to really come in and dig deep and find a way to get his guys back in the dugout to begin coming back in this ballgame.
Now batting for the Anglers, the right fielder from the University of Texas, number 8,
Will Gasparino. Big opportunity here to, it feels like, blow this thing open. The look in from Gasparino. Stanford on the mound, dealing. Swing and a miss, it's 0-1. Where's number 8 on his back? Trying to bring home Cantwell at third, Lodies at second, and Stripling at first. Smell of popcorn wafting in the air. The pitch. And Gasparino takes a strike that's popped into the zone. 0-2 now. He digs back in. 0-2, 1 out. Stanford sets. Has to get it off. Does. Swing and a miss. Blows it by Gasparino. And a major strikeout there, partner, of the 9-hitter in this lineup. So now you turn it over to the guy who cleared the bases last time he was up.
It's a big confidence booster in getting your first batter down on strikes in 3 straight pitches. But this guy, Austin Overn, a tough guy to set down. And you talked about it, Aiden, the big fly last time around.
Over in the center fielder from USC. Hit one over the left center field fence last time he was up, and he smacks one to left center field. This time it's rolling all the way to the warning track. Retrieved by Jones. 2 runs are in, and wheeling into second is Austin Overn with a 2-run, 2-out double that makes it 5-0, and Stanford surrenders his first runs of the day.
Well, obviously those runs will be charged to Colby Guy, but just a pitch right over the heart of the plate and a good leadoff hitter like Austin O'Verne, a guy that's got a chance to be taken in the first few rounds of this summer's MLB draft. Boy, oh boy, you cannot make that mistake to him.
Stripling to third, Lodis and Cantwell both score. And now it's the second baseman, Jaden Davis. Single and a flyout on his day. Crazy to think we're into the third time around on this Anglers order. We're only in the third inning. 5 runs on 8 hits for the boys in blue. First pitch, high for ball 1. Stanford unable to control it at 84 miles an hour. Looked like maybe a breaking ball that just didn't drop. Those runs do not get charged to Stanford. They're still on Colby Guy. The 1-0 fouls it off the plate, out of the glove of Zion Rose. 1-1. Stanford peers in, working from the middle of the rubber. 1-1, 2 out. Davis toes the back of the box. That back line that's quite worn now, though we're only 3 innings in. The 1-1 on the ground, right side, off the bag, diving stop. Gaffney fires to Stanford at first, in time by a step. The punch out from Jeff Merzel, and the inning comes to an end as Gaffney lays it on the line to make a diving stop and flip it over to his pitcher, but the runs, they just continue. The Commodores now trail 5-0 as we go to the 4th. Falmouth down big here on Doors Radio.
For a minor illness or injury, Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is here for you with high-quality, full-service walk-in care. ER expertise meets urgent care convenience at our 6 urgent care centers, which are staffed by board-certified ER providers and located Cape-wide from Falmouth to Orleans. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is open daily and offers a cost-saving option for everything from sprains to stitches, with timely treatment in under an hour for most patients. View online wait times at capecodhealth.org/urgent-care. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care. Minor emergencies, major attention.
Cape League Baseball is brought to you by 99 Restaurants, Hampton Inn, Baseball Cloud, Cape Cod 5, Franklin Sports, Milton Cat, T-Mobile, Yawkey Foundation, Netting Pros, Mosquito Joe of Plymouth Cape Cod, Nantucket Nectars, Veolia North America, Coca-Cola Beverages Northeast, and Del Mar Vacation Rentals.
At Lawrence Lynch, we build and improve infrastructure that connects people and transforms our communities for the better. We strive to be an industry leader in civil construction by empowering our talented...
Welcome back to Veterans Field. Aiden Blank, MJ Newsom, and our entire Commodore Media team. It has not been smooth sailing for Falmouth through 3 innings of play. 5 runs on 8 hits for their opposition from Chatham. No runs on 2 hits for the boys in black. Leadoff hitter trying to change that for the Commodores is Luke Gaffney. He bounces it up the middle. It gets through the 2 middle infielders, Lodis and Davis. It is a base hit. I suppose that's a pretty good start when you're chasing 5. This will be the second straight night they're chasing 5 runs.
It will be Luke Gaffney, a great play at first base to end the inning, and a leadoff single. Let's see if that gets a little rally going, and Aiden, the boys are going to need it.
Right fielder, righty swinger Donovan LaSalle hits. Oh for 1 with a strikeout back in the second. Ball goes by Irish, skipping to the backstop, and up to second goes Gaffney. So Luke, who had an offer last night, able to quickly change that. Now hits in 3 of his last 4. Certainly impressive, again, for a guy who's looking for a new home in the fall.
I'm sure he'll have a lot of options. Of course, a fantastic spring in West Lafayette.
LaSalle found a home in Stillwater, Oklahoma, with the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Time is called behind the plate. He steps out. What a start for Drake George in his first start with the Anglers. but has run into a little problem with a runner on second there. Fires high, 2 balls and no strikes. So George has started to blink just a little bit. And if you're the Commodores, something you haven't really done very well this season, hit with runners in scoring position, you'd like to change that right here. LaSalle at the plate. Jason Jones waits on deck. Had a nice little hit in his first at bat as well. Falmouth trying to cut down on a 5-0 Chatham lead. Pitch popped in the air, right side. It's actually behind the plate. I misjudged it, lost it in the sky, and it bounces into the bleachers. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Well, I can see the rain here. I had figured fog was going to be the issue, but the rain is kind of started in. We're protected from the elements, but seems like those not so protected are starting to move around a little bit as the rain falls at Veterans Field. Just a light sprinkle so far. Here's the 2-1 on the right fielder, LaSalle, with a runner on second base and nobody out. Here comes. Low and out. Backhand pick by Irish, 3-1. No game gone final yet, but everything in the 7th, 8th, or 9th, with the exception of this game so far. Across the Cape Cod Baseball League. 3 and a strike on LaSalle. Looking to avenge his earlier strikeout. He takes inner third and works a walk. Well, Donovan LaSalle, he's had a home run. He's certainly had his moments at the plate, but more than that, he's really walked a lot. And it's been great to see him get some nice long at-bats. Goes, 5 pitches there and earns himself a free pass. Now 2 on with nobody out. Big opportunity for Jason Jones. First baseman out of Arkansas has garnered a lot of attention in the Commodore lineup. 2 hits yesterday. Would like one here. Righty hitter. Takes the first pitch off the end of the bat, heading towards center, and it's by Lodies for a base hit. Everybody up 90 feet, and the Doors, with a little bit of sign of life offensively, have loaded the bases. Gaffney to third, LaSalle to second, and Jason Jones now on first with a single. 2 hits in the inning. Here's Dylan Carey.
Well, this is where you got to strike. It happened at Orleans earlier this week on Monday. You had runners on second and third with nobody out. Now bases loaded, nobody out. Got to find a way to get a couple runs.
Carey, the Colorado native, would love to come through in this situation. 3 for 5 against YD in his last appearance. High and in, he turns out of it. It's 1-0. He had a great day. A double, 2 runs batted in, 2 runs, and a strikeout. Trying to repeat that here. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the second. Now takes a breaking ball that drops right into the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wasn't that a pretty pitch to watch? Out of the hand of Drake George, who's trying to work out of trouble with the bases loaded, nobody out. Multiple times this has happened for the Commodores this season. They haven't been as effective as they would have liked. Ball drilled off the front arm, or the back arm rather, of Carey. 1 ball, 2 strikes. .255, down by a couple of points in the spring at Nebraska. 61 starts for Carey. The righty, readies, 1-2. Checked his swing, turns out of it, and it's high, 2-2. 7 home runs and 31 RBI. A couple of RBI to his name coming through the Cape Cod Baseball League so far. Corners starting to cheat in. Cantwell and Arquette. Ball pegged low into the dirt, 3-2. The middle still back trying to turn a double play. Jaden Davis at second and Kyle Lodies at short. The outfield giving him a lot of space. Overn, Bay, Gasparino all will try to throw out, likely the trail runner there, LaSalle. Pitch. Late swing and pushes it foul right side into the backstop. And a long at bat here from Carey. One thing we have not said about the Commodores this season is they've taken bad at-bats. Every at-bat has gone deep, and it's been very solid. They just haven't had the right results quite yet. Bases loaded, nobody out. Lift in a 3-2. Swing and a miss. George drops the breaking ball by him. And Carey set down for the first time today on strikes. And now it's up to Christian Martin with the bases loaded and 1 out.
Well, a tough strikeout there for Carey, but if you're Martin, got to regroup, have the same approach, got to find a way to drive in some runs.
Martin an L7 in his first at bat, 0 for 1. First pitch from George. Breaking ball finds the zone. After a first couple of innings where we saw him rely mainly on that fastball going 94 to 95, he's now started to drop in more breaking pitches. That one at 79 miles an hour. 0-1. Inside and brushes Martin off the plate. Dodges it 1-1. Played with the Commodores last summer. Second-year door. He hits one to first. Stopped by Cantwell, coming home for one. On to first, and the ball never left the hand of Ike Irish. And boy, the bases are going to be loaded here, but the Commodores are in serious danger of going 0 for 3 with runners on each base.
Yeah, an interesting decision for Cantwell to come home with it. Probably the right one, but I think he had a chance at a double play, if he had gone to second first and gotten back to the bag.
Here's Carson Bowen, DH out of TCU, has seen a lot of time catching behind the plate. First pitch to him high. A called strike, it's 0-1. Carson has really battled, hit only .235 in the spring, but was injured for all the fall. Didn't play a single game or practice. He golfs one third base side. Backhand field Arquette from the hole, firing to first. It's in time! The Commodores load the bases with nobody out and can't score a run. And it's that kind of night for the Chatham A's. A 5-0 lead heading to the bottom of the fourth. Chatham 5, Falmouth nothing here on Doors Radio.
As Anglers, players, and supporters pass through the crowd.
Chain relationships and exceeding expectations in our service to our customers. There's no place quite like Lawrence Lynch. Visit us on the web at lawrencelynch.com or get in touch at 508-548-1800.
For the best deals in the Cape Cod housing market, visit Diana Lucivero and her team of realtors at Compass. Diana has developed a reputation for routinely going above and beyond to exceed her clients' expectations, and she's sure to find you your dream Cape Cod home. Visit Compass and Diana Lucivero at dianalucivero.com. Over 60 years and 4 generations, the vision of C.H. Newton Builders continues in their family-owned custom home building company with locations across New England. Expertise, customization, and first-class quality are all at the core of every project they complete. With C.H. Newton Builders, it's more than a home, it's a family. Find them at chnewton.com and get started today.
Hi, I'm Carson Bowen. I'm a catcher from TCU, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball.
You just heard from Carson Bowen. He was the final out in the bottom of the top of the fourth inning, rather, as the Commodores go down without a single run after loading the bases with nobody out. Another inning for Riley Stanford. First pitch to Jaden Davis, chopped to second and thrown over to first. A 4-3 put out to start. That was Ike Irish. And now here's John Bay, left fielder out of Austin P. Boy, the Anglers, I mean, that just, we were dumbfounded in that commercial break, MJ. I don't know how you don't put a ball in the outfield in that situation. It was very rough, and the A's escape what could have been a disastrous inning. Here's John Bay, walking a single. First pitch hit in the air, right center field. He's going to get his second hit of the day. LaSalle rushes over to retrieve it after it drops into the grass. A base hit for the left fielder. He's now hit in his last 2 at-bats. and turns it over for Iva Arquette out of Washington to try and do some damage here with one gone.
Been a slow day for Arquette so far, but don't be fooled. This guy, if he gets a pitch over the plate, watch out because he's got some real big pop in his bat.
Arquette, 2 strikeouts. Righty swinger out of Washington. Check swing, and it bounces all the way over towards the Commodore dugout. Over near Jeff Trundy's perch on the railing of that dugout. 0-1, 1 down in the inning. Arquette waggles the bat. It's got a black barrel. Pitches a strike. Throw down to second is going to bounce in front of Christian Martin. And it is a stolen base for John Bay. Left fielder is now in scoring position.
Well, a big reason why Bay got there was there's no slide step from Riley Stanford, just a normal leg lift. Of course, pitchers like to mix that up, but a really good jump from Bay, and with the extra time on the normal leg lift from Stanford, he was well in time.
Steve Wolfberg. Let's hear it for Steve.
And now a conversation between Zion Rose and Riley Stanford about how to approach this next at bat. It's still on Arquette to try and bring in a run. Again, if you missed it earlier, we mentioned Charlie Condon, 2023 Falmouth Commodore, wins the Golden Spikes Award, Best Player in the Nation. Played at Gov Fuller Field last season, and I could argue the best 3, or 2 of the best 3, played at Gov Fuller Field last year, with one of his other finalists being Travis Bazzana. Third baseman Arquette here in a 1-1 count with 1 gone and 1 on. He hits one high and foul right side, slicing away 1-2. Glove at the hip for Riley. Looks back to second, turns his attention to the plate, fires, and another one fought off the inside of the bat, right side and foul. This one bouncing up into the stands.
I love the hustle there from Riley Stanford. He saw it go off the bat, and he jumped off the mound, sort of running towards the first base line. He wanted to get in on the action.
The 1-2 coming as Stanford once again looks back to second, makes sure Bay's all right. Takes a second look, a third look with Bay dancing, now turns, and another one hit. Curling foul. This one all the way down the right field line. May have ended up onto the street that runs above that hill in the outfield. And we're going to do it one more time here. Stanford would hate to lose this battle. Really wants it. 1-2. Fired high. 2-2. Caught on a backhand by Rose. It went away. He's focused a lot of attention on Bay at second. You'd like to see him maybe pay more attention to the plate here. With 2 strikes, just get the out. I doubt Bay attempts a clean steal of third, and I would trust Rose to throw him out if he does. Pitch is chopped left side, fielded in fair play. Great throw across the body from Dylan Carey. It does advance the runner, though. 5-3 put out. Carey could have let that go, and it probably would have been foul, but he didn't want to take that risk. You got to respect it. He throws over to first and gets the out. Now 2 down, Bay goes to third, and here's Luke Cantwell, who singled and scored a run last inning. One of the 2 that was charged to Colby Guy in the third. Colby exits with all 5 to his name. First pitch to the first baseman, check swing, called strike on the inner third. Carrico gives Stanford the call. It's 0-1. Another look in. Couple of steps off third for Bay. Looking to be driven home, and Stanford steps off on the mound. It's been an ugly start, to say the least, for the Commodores. 5-0 ball game Only in the fourth. Pitch low, outside by the backhand of Rose, all the way to the backstop. Stanford doesn't even reach home plate before Bay scores, and it is 6-0. This one will be charged to Riley. And the Commodores now in a even deeper hole in this ball game. Now Cantwell gets to hit a little bit freer, the 1-1. Breaking ball lands on the outer third, caught 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, and 2 down. Stanford a deep breath. Kicks and fires and just can't get it. Low and out, just off the black. Now the deuce is wild at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, and 2 out. Deal. Swing and a miss. And Stanford rebounds, but it wasn't very pretty. No run, 1 run on 1 hit with no errors and nobody left on base. Stores are battling, but down by 6. We're going to the top of the 5th here on Doors Radio.
Hi, my name is Matt Burgess, General Manager here at Falmouth Country Club. We have a unique 27-hole public golf course with a beautiful layout that is family-oriented. Kids play free here at Falmouth Country Club. Getting on the course is quick and easy with our app. You can book tee times, get yardages with GPS, use our interactive scorecard, track your stats, and receive exclusive in-app offers. Falmouth Country Club is a true Cape Cod classic and a local family favorite.
See you on the course.
Authentic Cape Cod dining is right around the corner at Jim's Clam Shack. Open seasonally for over 50 years, Jim's features oceanfront views with all the lobster, shrimp, burgers, and clams you can ask for. Stop by for a pregame meal or enjoy an off day at Jim's Clam Shack. Find them at 227 Clinton Ave right here in Falmouth and hit your next meal out of the park. With over
Welcome back to Veterans Field. Take a look at that Cape Cod Baseball League scoreboard as we head to the top of the 5th. 4-3, Orleans trailing Hyannis in the top of the 8th. Wareham now leads Bourne 4-3 in the top of the 8th. Katuitt 6, Brewster 1, final in 8. And YD beat Harwich 4-3. They're now in first in the East. A final from earlier today. Squaring to bunt, it's a good one. Hustling down the line and beating it out is Tab Tracy. Ball bobbled by Luke Cantwell, the first baseman, but a great bunt by the center fielder to reach for the first time today and turns it over for Jackson Willits. Once again, MJ, the leadoff runner, gets on for the Commodores via the single. Let's see if they can make anything of it.
Yeah, and I had a chance to talk to Tab at a batting practice and he said that he's been working on the drag bunt. Says he feels he's got some speed. He said he's been working on it, trying to add that to his arsenal, and clearly it's working for him.
Willits, a single and a flyout. Extended earlier a 3-game hit streak. Check back to first, diving in head first and safely Tracy. First pitch lands in the dirt. A breaking ball 1-0, trapped by Irish. Commodores looking to threaten. The offense has been there. You wouldn't know that looking at the scoreboard, down 6-0. The 1-0 popped in the air down the left field line. This had some power to it, but it trails foul into the trees. 1-1. Commodores at 1-6. Chatham at 3-3, looking to get above 500 here. They've been right around that mark the first couple of games this season. under their brand new manager, Jeremy Scheetinger. Check back to first, and a head first dive from Tracy. Well, the Bourne loss will help you. You really cannot afford a win from them. Foul to the backstop. 1 and 2, the count holds. They win, and you lose. They go up 5 points for the last playoff spot in the West. They lose, you still 3 out, but they go up 5. That's 3 games, because remember, you can only get 2 a night. You are in not so good shape early in the season. Another check back to first, the third of this at bat, and Tracy's in safely. There's 1 out in the inning. There's a runner on first in the top of the 8th of that game. Wareham looking to advance to 5 and 2. Here's the 1-2 coming on in. Fastball high at 91. Count even down. Shortstop Willits just finished his freshman season at Oklahoma. Hit in the high 200s, swing and a miss. Throw back to first, diving in safely is Tracy, but the throw gets to right field, and Tracy hustles up 90 feet. So it is a strikeout for Willits, but he does some kind of job and gets Tracy up to second base. And now it's Zion Rose who tries to get the runner in from scoring position and get that goose egg off the Commodore backs.
Yeah, that's a really aggressive attempt by Ike Irish, of course, a lefty swinger, and Willits strikes out. Well, he has his back turned to Irish, so a wider frame for Willits to say the least. Tries to back pick. It's hard to throw around him, and of course it gets into right field. Kind of like the aggressiveness, though. Maybe not the smartest play after a strikeout.
Rose a strikeout and a fielder's choice that ended the third. Pitch. Hard foul, rolling right side all the way down the line. Commodores came in with all the offensive momentum. They had 1 run on 3 hits in the 9th inning last night. Most fight they showed all game, but couldn't quite find a way to win it, and certainly didn't transfer that here. The 0-1 coming under the lights on a Saturday at the Vet. Popped in the air off the inside of the bat, right side, racing back Davis. It's Gasparino, the right fielder, who calls him off. Makes the catch. And Willits, beg your pardon, Tracy is forced to hold there at second base.
Number 16, Luke Gaffney.
Brings up Luke Gaffney, first baseman, with a strikeout and a single. Gaffney saw the ball well in his last at bat. And another one here, MJ. If he can't get the runner in, you're leaving a 6th runner on base in 5 innings of play, including 3 runners left last inning. First pitch to Luke Gaffney is into the dirt, ball 1. A lot more on the breaking stuff from George, who has certainly laid off the speed on his fastball that we saw those first 2 innings. Steady lead off for Tracy at second. Swing to the right side. Fielded by Cantwell, pulled him off the bag, so he flips to George, who is now through 5 clean and has stranded 6 Commodores on the base pass. Chatham 6 and Falmouth nothing. MJ's going to take it over and try to bring back some good mojo as we head to the bottom of the 5th.
40 years in the business, Hydro Seeding by Norman has tackled every challenge imaginable, from residential homes to baseball fields and even Logan Airport. Norman and his team put an emphasis on quality and budget-friendly solutions delivered by a true professional. Head to hydroseedingexpert.com for your next seeding solution.
Operating a business on Martha's Vineyard can be challenging. The weather, the local economy, and our sensitive environment can all play a role. We support island businesses that know the value of making good, responsible, local decisions. From checking to savings to online banking, business and residential loans, go with the bank that makes its decisions locally too. Martha's Vineyard Savings Bank. Banking that's vineyard sound.
the best of the West and the beasts of the East. Coming to Falmouth this July, it's the 2024 Cape League All-Star Game, presented by Milton Cat. Come see the stars of tomorrow shine tonight with tickets on sale now at capecodleague.com.
Hi, I'm Riley Stanford, a pitcher and outfielder from Georgia Tech, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball.
Well, that's Riley Stanford on the hill and for his third inning of work, and he's got to keep the runs off the board. 6-0 Chatham leads here in the bottom of the fifth. Bottom third of the order due up, Lodice, Stripling, Gasparino. And the righty swinger, Lodice, the shortstop, takes the box and the backside of it to get things going. Sky continues to darken here at Veterans Field. The lights shining bright. We're hoping the fog stays away. Stanford works out of the stretch, nobody on. First pitch, fastball right down the pipe, good for strike number one. Lodice, a 1-for-2 day, a ground out in the second, a single, and later scored in the third. It was a 2-run third inning for the Anglers. Chatham has scored in the last 3 innings. 0-1. Fastball up and in. Lodice leans out of the way of it. Fastball underneath the chin. Counts level, a ball and a strike.
Not to be confused with Alex Lodice, superstar slugger from Florida State, who will play for the Harbor Hawks this summer.
1-1. Breaking ball. Lodice slides out of the way of it. Now ahead of the count, 2 balls and 1 strikes. His Chatham Anglers on top, 6-0. Nobody on base. Here in the bottom of the fifth, nobody out. Stanford glove at his belt out of the stretch. 2-1. Fastball inside. Paints the inner third. Count level again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lodice set to transfer to Georgia Tech. Just finished up his second season at Augusta College, an all Peach Belt Conference member this past spring. A future Georgia Tech guy facing a current Georgia Tech guy. 2-2. Breaking ball misses outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Lodice adjusts his elbow guard, gets back in, holds the bat high above his right shoulder. Payoff pitch from Stanford. Lodice taps it foul off the backstop, and we keep it here at full. And it's a brick backstop along the sides, right behind home plate, some padding. Here on an all-natural surface at Veterans Field in Chatham, Massachusetts. A's up 6-0 on the Commodores, bottom 5. Nobody on base, nobody out. Lodice, the first batter of the inning. 3-2 once again. Lodice fans through it. A low breaking ball, and Riley Stanford picks up his third strikeout in the first out here in the fifth.
The designated hitter from
Stanford has settled down these last 3 batters he's retired. He's also retired 4 of his last 5. So as he's gotten longer in the game, maybe that's what he needs. He just needs a longer outing to kind of prove himself here.
Back-to-back punch-outs for Stanford. Now he faces Stripling, the left-handed hitter. First pitch, a fastball head high, misses. A ball and no strikes.
Has not really seen a ton of long outings, especially here. It's all been kind of spot situations. Maybe he needs something like a start to really prove his worth for this Commodore staff.
1-0. Breaking ball misses out. 2 balls, no strikes. Chatham on the high side here at home. Veterans Field, the site for tonight's game. 6-0 the score. 1 gone, bottom 5. Nobody on the base paths. Stanford works out of the stretch. Glove comes to the black belt. The 2-0. Stripling spits on an outside pitch. A fastball catches upper 90. 2 balls and a strike. Stripling just finished up his freshman season at Texas Tech. Is set to go down to Gainesville. Florida Gators will begin there in the fall. 2-1. Stripling rolls it on the ground left side. Willits charges through it. Slings it across the diamond too high. Gaffney comes off, looks to apply the tag, but doesn't find it. And Stripling beats it down the line, and he picks up what is likely going to be ruled as an error to the shortstop, Willits.
He hit that ball hard. He really hustled it out. He certainly gets credit for
the right fielder,
beating that ball out, even if they don't give him a hit.
Number 8, Will.
And they won't. It's an E6.
The first error credited to the Commodores this evening. Chatham has one as well. Falmouth 5 errors last night in the loss to Bourne. And now the umpires converge to talk about whether Gaffney did apply the tag or not. Gaffney sure thought he did. When he came down with a baseball, at least appeared to tag. The umpires say he was safe. He kind of held a bit of a questionable expression, but it will go down as an E6, and Landon Stripling takes first base. Chatham a 6-run edge here in the bottom of the 5th. Stripling the first guy to reach with one out in the inning. And here is the 9-hole Will Gasparino, the tall 6'6" Los Angeles native. He takes the back of the box to face Riley Stanford. His tan bat angles down towards the back of the dirt. First pitch, fastball inside, catches the corner. No balls and a strike here on Will Gasparino. An 0-for-1 day, was hit by a pitch in his first time around, came around to score, struck out in the 3rd. Spin and a pick to first base. And Landon Stripling back in safely. He'll collect some red dirt on that white and blue pinstripe jersey that Chatham sports at home. 0-1 from Stanford, comes set at the belt, out of the stretch. The pitch. Gasparino lunges out in front of it, waves through the breaking ball. No balls and 2 strikes. Gasparino steps out of the box, adjusts his white batting gloves, takes a deep breath, right foot, left foot into the box. That white shoe toes the back chalk of the box. Stanford ahead 0-2. The pitch, breaking ball, Gasparino swings through it, and he's down on strikes for the 2nd time this evening. There's 2 away, and Riley Stanford has his 4th strikeout of the evening.
From USC, number 9, Austin Oberg.
And here's a guy that is a big part of why Chatham has 6 runs, 5 RBIs so far. The leadoff man, Austin Overn, the USC lefty. A 3-run shot in his 2nd at-bat and a 2 RBI double in his 3rd go-around. Has a runner on first in Stripling with 2 away in the 5th. Stanford's first pitch. Overn lunges, looks on the outside, a fastball called a strike. No balls and 1 strike.
Chatham has struck out 7 times tonight, came in with 67, so they're up to 74 strikeouts, by far the most in this league.
Overn peers out towards the pitcher, Stanford. Holds his tan bat by his belt, now puts it up by his left ear hole as Stanford comes set. 0-1. Fastball up and away. Count level at a ball and a strike. Well, Austin Overn had a marvelous freshman season at the University of Southern California last spring. Led the nation in triples with 14 and also set the USC single-season record. A bit of a down year this year in average-wise, yet led the team in home runs. Power not something he's really known for. 1-1. Stripling on the move to second. The pitch misses out. Rose his throw down to second. Not in time. A feet-first slide into the second base bag for Landon Stripling, and he's got himself a stolen base.
Saw an opportunity and took it. You can credit there.
2 balls and a strike, the count to Austin Overn. The runner on second now Landon Stripling here with 2 away in the bottom of the 5th. 6-0 contest that sees Chatham leading here at home at Veterans Field. The Georgia Tech righty, Stanford comes set. A couple looks to second, now comes home. 2-1 fastball, just misses outside. 3-1 hitters count to Austin Overn. Excuse me, the count on the scoreboard reads 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 away to Overn. Stanford comes set. The pitch home. Breaking ball. Overn chops it on the right side. Second baseman Martin fields it cleanly off a couple hops and tosses it to first for the 3rd and final outs. Not a whole lot of noise. Just a guy reaches on an error. It's Landon Stripling. Gets stranded on second. 6-0 to score after 5 here at Veterans Field. Chatham leads here on Doors Radio.
It's the 2024 Cape League All-Star Game, presented by Milton Cat. Come see the stars of tomorrow shine tonight with tickets on sale now at capecodleague.com.
Operating a business on Martha's Vineyard can be challenging. The weather, the local economy, and our sensitive environment can all play a role. We support island businesses that know the value of making good, responsible, local decisions. From checking to savings to online banking, business and residential loans, go with the bank that makes its decisions locally too. Martha's Vineyard Savings Bank. Banking that's vineyard sound.
At Lawrence Lynch, we build and improve infrastructure that connects people and transforms our communities for the better. We strive to be an industry leader in civil construction by empowering our talented employees, respecting our supply chain relationships, and exceeding expectations in our service to our customers. There's no place quite like Lawrence Lynch. Visit us on the web at lawrencelynch.com or get in touch at 508-548-1800.
Whether you own a car, home, business, or investment property, you want to keep it secure and protected. Since 1989, our friends at Northeast Metro West Insurance Agency have provided reliable insurance services across the Commonwealth. They offer that personal touch to ensure that your assets are safe and secure. Visit them on the web at neinsure.com or stop in to their Falmouth location at 194 Worcester Court to find a policy that meets your needs.
Back here at Veterans Field, 6-0 to score. Chatham leads as we head to the top of the 6th. And the starter, Drake George's day is complete. 5 strikeouts across 5 innings, just 5 hits, no earned runs for the man out of Lewis and Clark State College. And he turns the baseball over to the righty Tanner Franklin, a redshirt sophomore out of Kennesaw State, who has thrown once this summer. Just an inning and 2/3, 4 runs allowed, none of them earned. 2 strikeouts, 3 walks, and he faces 4, 5, 6 for the Commodores, LaSalle, Jones, and Carey to get his evening underway.
The right fielder, number
And what a day
41.
for Drake George. We're going to get you the final numbers in a little bit here, MJ, but man, he had the better of the Commodores even when they were able to load the bases with nobody out, which is pretty darn incredible.
1 for 2 effort so far for the righty LaSalle as he digs in back at the right-handed batter's box and wiggles that maroon bat as he gets ready. Franklin's first pitch, slider, misses outside. A ball and no strikes to Donovan LaSalle. A 1 for 2 day thus far. Strikeout in the first go-around, a single in the 4th. Franklin winds up, ready is the 1-0. Check swing from LaSalle at the dish, a fastball up and away. A called swinging strike by the home plate umpire, Joe Caraco. It's a level of ball and a strike. Franklin tan glove at his chest, comes to his face. You could just see his eyes beneath his cap. 1-1. Slider hits the middle of the zone. A ball and 2 strikes to Donovan LaSalle. And he's got to get the bats going for the Commodores. A home run on Thursday. One of 2 Falmouth players to hit one this season. The other one, Henry Cook, the catcher from Virginia Tech. 1-2. LaSalle ropes one into center field. It drops in front of the center fielder, Overn. And LaSalle a turnaround first, a single, back-to-back hits for LaSalle, and he's got the train moving here in the 6th.
Get social with the Commodores. Join the always growing network of Doors fans on Instagram, X, Facebook, and more. Follow, watch, like, and share with the Doors all summer long.
Make sure to check us out on socials, opening and closing the door. We'll tell you more about that later. One of our best social hits. Leadoff base runner on Donovan LaSalle, and now he turns it over to his buddy Jason Jones, who's got a pair of base knocks tonight. The Arkansas product in the right-handed batter's box to face Tanner Franklin for the first time this evening. Franklin goes to the stretch with a runner on first. First pitch. Jones steps out of the way of an inside fastball up and in. A ball and no strikes. Chatham ahead 6 runs, 6-0 here in the top of the 6th. LaSalle the only runner on base after a leadoff single and nobody out. Bat rested on the right shoulder of Jones in the box. For second pitch, a fly ball in foul over on the first base side. Counts even, a ball and a strike. The Chatham outfield begins to shift away from the left field line after the foul ball. One of the Chatham coaches comes out of the dugout and motions to all his outfielders to shift more towards right field. Infield plays pretty much straight up. Franklin, glove at his chest. Couple looks to first, and spins, picks. LaSalle is caught. And LaSalle's in a pickle, headed back to first. Head first slide back into the bag, the throw in time, and LaSalle is caught. A nice play by the shortstop, Lodis, who tossed it back to Tanner Franklin, the pitcher, covering the bag, and there's one away.
Another one of the, it feels like we're saying this every night, that just nothing is going Falmouth's way. And that the latest example of it.
A leadoff single proves to be no threat. One away. Jason Jones in a 1-1 count. His squad in Falmouth trailing Chatham 6-0 here in the top of the 6th. Franklin now works back out of the windup. 1-1, breaking ball. Jones goes down to get it. On the left side, Ayaket twirls around as he gloves it. Throws to first, too low. It bounces on the right side of the dugout. And it's signaled out of play. Jason Jones takes second base. Credited an error to Iva Arquette at third.
Yeah, they're going to give Jones second base here. You got to give Arquette credit. That was a pretty play if he had made it. See what they rule it. They're going to go an E5. It could have gone either way.
Arquette had to move more towards the 6 hole. Gloved it on his left side. Did the spin. That might have gotten him a little bit turned around. 1 out, Dylan Carey takes the right-handed batter's box. A runner in scoring position in Jason Jones. Falmouth still looking for its first runs, trailing by 6 here in the top of the 6th. Franklin works back out of the stretch. Brown glove at his chest. The first pitch. Breaking ball. Upper 90 good to Dylan Carey as he steps out of the box, shakes his head in disbelief. Readjusts the batting gloves and gets back into the back of the right-handed batter's box to face the Kennesaw State product, Tanner Franklin. Franklin works first base side of the rubber. Brown glove tucked underneath his left armpit, now meets the baseball at his chest. No balls, 1 strike the count. Couple looks to second, he comes home. Fastball below the knees, misses. A ball and a strike. Dylan Carey, a solid game on Thursday at YD. 3 for 5, a double. 2 runs driven in. He's got a chance to drive in Jason Jones with a hit into the outfield. Franklin comes home 1-1. Carey, hard hack through an upper fastball, misses it. A ball and 2 strikes. Sky continues to darken here at Veterans Field. Lots of fans in attendance on this fine Saturday evening. A bit chilly, clouds overhead. We're hoping the fog and rain stays away. A ball and 2 strikes, the count to Carey. Pitch home. And swing and a miss. Fastball right down the middle. Carey cannot catch up with it. And there's 2 away. Jason Jones still stands on second base.
And here we go again. The hitting with runners in scoring position, the hitting with runners on base just has not been there. This is 5 of 6 innings that the Commodores have put at least 1 runner on the base paths. 1 where they loaded the bases. And it's just, I know it's frustrating up here. It's even more frustrating down there that they just cannot get the timely hitting they need.
First pitch to lefty Christian Martin, a fastball up and away. A ball and no strikes. Chatham on top, 6-0. Falmouth's first trip to Veterans Field this season. Top of the 6th inning, 2 away. Jason Jones, the lone runner on base, reached on an error, credited to Iva Arquette at third base. Leads off second, 180 feet away. 1-0. Martin spits on an outside, a breaking ball, catches out her black, even at a ball and a strike. Franklin back on the rubber. Peers down the hill, motions with his right hand with a baseball in it for another sign from his catcher, Irish. He gets it. Glove comes underneath his chin. 1-1. Martin looks at a fastball on the outside. 2 balls and a strike. Christian Martin today, an 0-for-2 effort, a line out into left field his first time around. His second time around, reached on a fielder's choice. The 5'10 lefty rests the maroon bat on his left shoulder, leans back and readies as Franklin comes ready on the hill. 2-1. This is below. The fastball kicks off the heel of the catcher Irish and squirts the backstop. Jason Jones heads for third, rounds the base and looks at the catcher Irish as he picks it up and walks back to home plate. A chance for Falmouth to score the first run for them 90 feet away. 3-1 hitters count to Virginia Tech's Christian Martin. Slow walk back to the hill for Tanner Franklin, the baseball in his right hand. Now he digs some dirt out on his cleats behind the hill, readjusts his blue cap, and toes the rubber. 5'10 Martin, the second baseman for Falmouth, readies in the left-handed batter's box. His squad down 6-0, top of the 6th, 2 outs. Jason Jones 90 feet away on third. 3-1. Martin swings right back up the middle on a ground ball. Base hit, and Jason Jones crosses home plate. The first run of the evening for Falmouth, and it's the first hit for Christian Martin this evening.
And again, feels like a monkey or a 2-ton piano just got lifted off your back. Every time they're able to hit with these runners in scoring position, it's got to be the best feeling in the world for these hitters. And yeah, they've cut it down, and hopefully will continue to do so in this inning. Christian Martin's now been on twice.
Third RBI of the summer for Christian Martin, and he turns it over to the DH, Carson Bowen. The right-handed catcher digs in, middle of the batter's box. First pitch, breaking ball, catches the outer part of the plate. No balls and a strike to Bowen here in his third at-bat. An 0-for-2 effort, 2 ground outs, both on the left side, a shortstop and a third base ground out. The lead trimmed to just 5, 6-1 Chatham on top after the RBI single from Martin. Spin, a throw over. Martin dives back head first into the bag and collects some of that dirt on his black uniform, the gray pants. You can see it more on the pants than you can on the jersey. 2 away in the top of the 6th. Bowen in an 0-1 count. Pitch from Franklin. Fastball outside, pops out of the glove of Irish and scoots to the backstop. Christian Martin trots over to second base. Now he's 180 feet away, and a base hit from Carson Bowen would likely plate Martin. Would give a 2-run inning to Falmouth here in the 6th, and maybe spark a little bit of a rally in the later innings. Tanner Franklin in his first inning of relief after a great start from Drake George. 5 strikeouts across 5 innings. 1-1. Breaking ball. Bowen ducks out of the way of it, comes inside. 2 balls and a strike. Count to number 14 as he takes his left foot out of the batter's box, his right foot still in. Looks at his black bat, a deep breath. Now steps to the box, drags the bat across the plate, and holds it out to the pitcher, Franklin. Bowen's ahead, 2 balls and a strike. Martin off second base. A couple looks from Franklin, the pitch home. Bowen swings, lifts it high on the right side, curls out of play in right field, and in to what I should say are the seats is really just more lawn chairs down the right field line. Plenty of lawn chairs put up behind the fence here at Veterans Field. A nice hill on the backside. We've seen this a lot of different parks, lots of lawn chairs, towels, blankets. Fans just coming out, finding any seat they can get. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. Top of the 6th, 6-1 Chatham leads. Christian Martin leads off second after he singled home Jason Jones. 2-2 pitch. Bowen goes down and golfs for it. Comes up empty, a drop third strike. Irish tosses it down to first, and the inning is complete. Christian Martin gets it going after an RBI single. Still a long way to go for Falmouth after the top of the 6th, trailing Chatham 6-1.
Ace Ticket is proud to be a platinum sponsor of Falmouth Commodores baseball. They specialize in hard-to-find tickets for all types of events. Their secure website provides the ideal solution to all your ticket needs, and their experienced staff is standing by ready to help. Visit aceticket.com to get in the game.
For the best deals in the Cape Cod housing market, visit Diana Lucivero and her team of realtors at Compass. Diana has developed a reputation for routinely going above and beyond to exceed her clients' expectations, and she's sure to find you your dream Cape Cod home. Visit Compass and Diana Lucivero at dianalucivero.com. Over 60 years and 4 generations, the vision of C.H. Newton Builders continues in their family-owned custom home building company with locations across New England. Expertise, customization, and first-class quality are all at the core of every project they complete. With C.H. Newton Builders, it's more than a home, it's a family. Find them at chnewton.com and get started today.
Bottom 6 here in Chatham. Make sure to like and subscribe to the Falmouth Commodores YouTube page. Don't miss live game broadcasts of all 40 Doors games this summer, as well as other great features, segments, and interviews. Stay up to date by subscribing to the Falmouth Commodores YouTube channel today. Bottom 6 here at Veterans Field. The Anglers of Chatham, a 6-1 edge over the Falmouth Commodores. 2-3-4 to face Riley Stanford, Jaden Davis, Ike Irish, and John Bay. And the righty swinger Jaden Davis into the box to face Stanford. Slight crouch in his stance. Holds the bat parallel to the ground. First pitch. Breaking ball. Jaden Davis slides out of the way of the inside pitch. A ball and no strikes. Sanford quickly back on the hill. Props that glove up on his left hip. Now it meets the baseball at his black belt. 1-0. Mighty swing at the plate from Davis. Fans through it. As you can hear the pop in the mid of Zion Rose, the catcher. Counts even a ball and a strike. Black night sky overhead. Lights shine brightly here at Veterans Field on a fine Saturday evening. Plenty of fans in attendance all throughout the park. 1-1 from Stanford. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball from Davis. A ball and 2 strikes the count for the man wearing number 30. Davis a hit in his first at bat. 0 for 2 in his last 2 appearances. Winds his stance in the 2-strike count. 1-2. Stanford slider misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jaden Davis just finished his sophomore season with Vanderbilt. Hit .315 for the Commodores. 2-2. Davis breaks his bat, flares it on the right side. Gaffney comes off the bag. Underhand flips it to the covering pitcher, Stanford, and there's 1 gone.
Now batting for the Anglers, the catcher from Auburn, number 4.
Well, defensively, it's certainly been an improvement for the Commodores after 5 errors last night. You got to love what you're seeing out of the gloves here.
5 errors was a huge issue for Falmouth last night. Just 1 tonight, 2 for Chatham. However, Chatham on top 6-1 here in the home half of the 6th. 1 gone. And here's the lefty catcher from Auburn, Ike Irish. Stanford kicks and fires. First pitch, Irish swings and sprays it foul behind home plate. And it goes behind the Merck Shack here at Veterans Field. Irish, a 6'2", 203 catcher. Hudsonville, Michigan, his hometown. Has finished his 2nd season down on the plains with the Auburn Tigers. A tall stance, hands underneath his chin. 0-1. Breaking ball. Beautiful pitch from Stanford, outer third. No balls, 2 strikes to Ike Irish, who's got a pair of singles tonight and a ground out. Irish taps either side of home plate. Holds the black bat out towards Stanford as he adjusts his blue helmet. 0-2 from Stanford. Irish lunges and pokes it foul off the netting above the third base dugout. Stay here at 0-2. Irish comes off a season where he led Auburn in average at .319 and RBI with 59. Tied for the team lead with 14 homers. A really good season for the sophomore. 0-2 again. Irish bounces it on the third base side. Glove by Carey. Runs through, slings it across the diamond. A beautiful play of a shortstop and third baseman from Nebraska. And there's 2 gone.
Number 10, John Bay.
When I say shortstop and third baseman, we saw Carey in his first 2 starts play at shortstop. And now in the last 2 starts, he's played at third with the arrival of Jackson Willits, the freshman from Oklahoma, who mans the 6th spot. This might do it for Riley Stanford, the Falmouth pitching coach. Exits the dugout, a slow stroll to the hill. And if it is the day for Riley Stanford, it's been a good one. Came in relief of Colby Guy, who went 2 1/3, gave up 7 hits, 5 earned runs. Just 1 earned run for Stanford so far. Mike Landry, the pitching coach, takes the baseball, and he will turn it over to the new arm, Gage Wood, out of Arkansas. Some applause from the Commodore faithful as Stanford exits, and aiding a much better appearance from Stanford today than it was on Thursday against YD.
It certainly was. Again, length may be his strong suit. He may need an inning or 2 to settle himself down. Obviously, if he wants to be a true elite pitcher, that can't continue, but for now, at least, it was good enough, and we'll see what happens with him in the future. Hope to see him on the offensive side of things very soon. I'd love to see that. Most of these games have gone final now. We're just waiting on one game. It's us. Final in 8, Cotuit 6, Brewster 1. Cotuit moves to 4-3. Brewster drops to 3-4. YD beats Harwich. YD now 5-2. Harwich 4-3. 4-3 was the final, with the Red Sox beating the Mariners. The Orleans Firebirds dropped 6-3 against the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Hyannis now 5-1-1. Orleans is 1-6. So again, the Commodores do have company if they were to lose this game in the bottom of their league standings at 1-6. Wareham did win 7-3 over the Bourne Braves. 7-3. 7-3 was the final. Tomorrow's games, while we have the time, Chatham will visit Cotuit. They'll play the Cavaliers at 5 o'clock. Another 5 o'clock game, Bourne visits the YD Red Sox. 6 p.m., we will be at the Gov for Falmouth and Harwich. We now know that Hayden Frank is going to get the start for the Commodores against Lefevre for the Mariners. Wareham will host the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. That is a battle for first place in the West Division early on. 5-2 versus 5-1-1. And then Brewster travels to Orleans at 6:30. And again, our game will be 6 p.m. Eastern at the Gov. Another East Division opponent, Falmouth versus Harwich. And Monday is an off day, but it is only an off day for the Commodores and one other team. There are 3 games on Monday in the league.
2 gone here in the bottom of the 6th. Gage Wood gets the baseball out of Arkansas. A 6-1 contest with Chatham on top. And he throws a first pitch fastball way too high to John Bay, and it heads the backstop. Luckily, nobody on base. The first 2 batters, Jaden Davis and Ike Irish, have both grounded out this inning. Wood winds up, deals the 1-0. Check swing off the knob of the bat of Bay, and it trickles foul on the first base side to the dugout where the Commodores sit. Gage Wood, in his second year with Arkansas, saw a 4.46 ERA across 3 wins and 2 losses, 40 1/3. About 10 innings up from his 2023 numbers, where he threw 30 innings, a 4.80 ERA in 2023. Guy that came in as Arkansas's main closer, but got moved to more of a middle reliever role.
MJ, I have good news for us tomorrow because, of course, we get the day of game sheet from our wonderful public address announcer, Emma Ryan, so that we know what's going on. There will be a T-shirt toss tomorrow at the Gov. It is scheduled for the middle of the 5th. It says T-shirt launch. I doubt we have a gun.
Can they get one up to the press box?
But
that's all I need to know.
There's going to be some sort of throwing activity.
Defensive substitution. Donovan LaSalle is out, and Matt Bucciero heads to right field. A ball and a strike to count to John Bay. Wood winds up, deals the pitch. 1-1 breaking ball. Just misses the top side of the zone. 2 balls and a strike to Bay, who has been excellent today, has reached all 3 times up, a walk and a pair of singles. Slight lean in the right-handed batter's box. 2-1. Fastball runs inside, catches the red elbow guard of Bay, and luckily he's got that on there. Still grimacing in some pain as his hands go to his feet. Rather, I think he's just taking off his shin guard. Still wincing in a little bit of pain, and now he is shaking out that left arm and walks down to first base. So he's the first base runner to reach here in the 6th. You can hear the applause from the Chatham faithful, happy their cleanup hitter is okay. Chatham on top 6-1 here in the home half of the 6th with 2 away. And Iva Arquette to the dish, and he's still looking for that first base hit.
I've heard Braden Shank has a pretty good arm. See if we can't get him involved tomorrow.
Clean count to Arquette, the tall infielder for the Anglers. Breaking ball, catches the zone on the first pitch from Wood. When I say tall for Arquette, 6'4", 220 out of Kailua, Hawaii. He's got a tall stance in that right-handed batter's box. He shakes his hips and gets ready to go. 0-1. Arquette fans through an upstairs fastball. No balls and 2 strikes, and Arquette's in danger of striking out for his 3rd time tonight. 2 strikeouts in his first 2 go-arounds, grounded out in the 4th. Runner on first is Bay after a hit by pitch. Wood kicks, deals, breaking ball, misses outside. A ball and 2 strikes, the count to Arquette, who, despite an 0-for-3 performance today, came in to the game hitting .400 so far in the summer through 6 games. 1-2. Breaking ball. Arquette chops it right side. Martin fields it chest high off 2 hops and tosses it to his man Luke Gaffney at first base 4 batters up, 3 retired, just 1 hit by a pitch, and we keep it here at a score of 6-1 after the first 2/3 of the ball game. Headed to the 7th on Doors Radio. Commodores got a swing in the sticks.
Check out Short and Sweet, 2334 Main Street, Chatham.
Cod, Mass State Lottery, Cape Cod Healthcare, Kinlan Grover Compass, Sullivan Tire, Badger Sports, Cape Destinations, OT Sports, Cape Cod Chamber of Commerce, Highline Cruises, Cape Cod Resort and Spa, Sports Picks, Axis Bat, Hyannis Area Chamber of Commerce, Sunderland Printing, and Bluebird Hotels. And of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support. Authentic Cape Cod dining is right around the corner at Jim's Clam Shack. Open seasonally for over 50 years, Jim's features oceanfront views with all the lobster, shrimp, burgers, and clams you can ask for. Stop by for a pregame meal or enjoy an off day at Jim's Clam Shack. Find them at 227 Clinton Ave right here in Falmouth, and hit your next meal out of the park.
Cape League Baseball is brought to you by 99 Restaurants, Hampton Inn, Baseball Cloud, Cape Cod 5, Franklin Sports, Milton Cat, T-Mobile, Yawkey Foundation.
Matt Bucciero,
Let's go for
number
it.
17, now batting for the Falmouth Commodores.
Top of the 7th here in Chatham, 6-1 the Anglers lead. Matt Bucciero to lead things off 9-1-2 to face Tanner Franklin. Right-hander winds, fires. Bucciero checks his swing, upper 90, it catches the zone. The fastball good, no balls and a strike. Bucciero comes in for Tab Tracy, who is playing center field. Donovan LaSalle slides to center field. Bucciero goes to right field. 0-1, pitch misses way outside. Irish lunges to his right to stab it. Nobody on base. Bucciero, the first batter up here in the 7th. 6-1 contest. Chatham on the high side. Bucciero has struggled at the plate. A lot of strikeouts in the early going. 1-1. Breaking ball. Inner third good. A ball and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes the count. Franklin glove at his chest, right where the red A, the Anglers logo sits. 1-2, breaking ball. Bucciero, check swing, he looks. And it's a called third strike on the inner half. Matt Bucciero, the hitting woes continue. That's a backwards K in his first at-bat of the evening.
The shortstop, number 18, Jackson Willits.
Lineup turns over. The switch bat of Jackson Willits takes the left side where he's hit. In his first 3 appearances tonight, he's 1 for 3. A single came in the 3rd. Little 3-game hitting streak in his first 3 games of the summer for the freshman Willits. Pierce. Franklin rather winds up and tosses a fastball upstairs that misses. 1 ball and no strikes. Franklin gets ready to deal the 1-0. Willits, the lefty, swings through a high fastball. Count even at a ball and a strike. Franklin already back on the hill, works off the first base side of the rubber, out of the windup. A tall stance, moving hands in the left-handed batter's box for Willits. 1-1. Fastball eye level, misses. 2 balls and 1 strike. Dark night sky overhead, lots of lights shine down on Veterans Field, the home of the Chatham Anglers. They're making the home fans happy. A 6-1 edge here with 1 gone on the top of the 7th. 2-1. Breaking ball. Catches the outer part of the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Willits a stroll out of the left-handed batter's box. Gets back in. Adjusts his black helmet and gets ready. Franklin kicks and deals. Breaking ball. Willits laces it the other way. It trickles into left field for a base hit. Left fielder Bay tosses it in. A 2-hit evening for Jackson Willits. It comes with 1 away in the 7th, and Zion Rose gets a crack at the reliever Tanner Franklin. 0 for 3 day for Zion Rose. Had a base knock last night. A few other balls flew off the barrel. Just one fell in the outfield green grass. Out of the stretch for Franklin. Glove at his chest to look to first. He comes home. First pitch to Zion Rose. The fastball misses below the knees. 1 ball, no strikes the count here in the top of the 7th. Chatham a 6-1 leader over Falmouth in the first time these two teams have met this summer. 1 runner on base is Willits after a single that came with 1 away. Long hold for Franklin, a 1-0. Fastball too high. This one underneath the chin of Rose. 2 balls and no strikes. Rose, the Louisville product, hit .376 this past spring for the Cardinals. All-ACC freshman team member. 2-0. Rose takes a look at a fastball down low. 3 balls and no strikes. And Tanner Franklin struggles to find the zone against Rose. As he steps off the backside of the hill, wipes some sweat off his brow as he takes his blue cap off and puts it back on and readies. Runner on first is Willets after a single into left field. 3-0 to Rose. Fastball right down Broadway. Franklin looks to come all the way back. Still a hitter's count, 3 balls and 1 strike. 8 hits for the Commodores, 9 for the Anglers. Yet Chatham leads 6-1 in the top of the 7th. 1 away, 1 on base is Willits at first. Franklin spins, and a slow toss over to first. Willits back in without a dive. Franklin gets the ball back, kicks some dirt out of his right cleat, and toes the rubber out of the stretch. Rose lofts his maroon bat out towards the mound. Now comes set, a slight lean back in the right-handed batter's box. 3-1 home. Rose checks his swing. The fastball misses upstairs, and Rose takes a walk. 2 runners on base with 1 away for Lou Gaffney. Lou Gaffney digs the dirt out of the right-handed batter's box, kicks it forward, and time is called as the Chatham pitching coach out for a word with his reliever Tanner Franklin. Mentioned Franklin came in relief for Drake George, who was just marvelous today. 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, no earned runs, had 5 strikeouts. A lot of 5s in the equation. Just 1 run on the board right now for the Commodores. It came last inning on a single up the middle for Christian Martin, his 3rd RBI of the summer. That plated Jason Jones.
And MJ, this is the Chatham pitching coach, Eric Beatty. Former manager of the Hyannis Harbor Hawks as late as last year. Last 2 years, he's led teams to the divisional finals. And he knows it's a big situation here. You're only up by 5 runs. A big smack here, and suddenly it's a 2-3 run game. Commodores have turned it on before. Seems like things might be trending a little bit offensively in the Doors' direction, dare I say.
2 runners on, Willits at second, Rose at first. 6-1 Chatham leads, just 1 gone to the top of the 7th. And the right-handed bat of Luke Gaffney. Strides to the box, ready to go. First pitch. Gaffney checks his swing. Fastball paints the outer black. No balls and 1 strike. 1 hit today for Gaffney. It came in the 4th. He had 2 RBI on Thursday at YD in the late stages of the game. A near comeback for the Commodores. It's going to have to be 1 here tonight. Couple looks to second from Franklin. The pitch home. 0-1 breaking ball misses at the shoes of Gaffney. He steps out and readjusts his black batting gloves. Takes a half swing and gets back in the box. His white cleat on the back of the chalk, the back of the box. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 gone in the top of the 7th. Franklin the pitch home, breaking ball. Gaffney rolls it down the 3rd baseline. The 3rd baseman Johnson tags it, tags 3rd, fires across the diamond, way too far to the right of the 1st baseman. The baseball trickles into right field. Rose chugs around 3rd, heads for home. The throw to Irish from the right fielder too high, and Zion Rose a head-first dive into the bag that plates the 2nd run for Falmouth in the game. Gaffney heads for second. A crazy sequence here at Chatham. Moral of the story, 1 run for the Commodores. Gaffney to second base, 1 out. lot of craziness.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how they score that. You're going to give him a hit. Is there an error? They did give him an E5 there.
Johnson got the ground ball at third with 2 runners on in first and second. He tagged the third base bag, tried to go for the double play, yet it was all too much in one fluid motion to get Gaffney at first. He stands at second with 2 away, and Donovan LaSalle takes the right-handed batter's box. LaSalle, a pair of singles today and a strikeout. Franklin, a couple looks to second out of the stretch. Kicks and deals. First pitch, breaking ball. LaSalle, a one-handed swing through it. No balls and 1 strike.
Well, that was one of those Little League plays, MJ, right, where you want to tell your guys those extra throws were just not necessary and caused a lot more problems than really should have happened on that play.
0-1 to LaSalle. LaSalle smacks it right back up the middle. It drops in center field. Overn fires home. The throw to the plate well in time, and Luke Gaffney is nabbed at home. Austin Overn, the USC Trojan, can hit, and yes, he can play defense. And the Chatham A's save it at just 1 run as we stretch here on Doors Radio. 6-2 Chatham on top of Falmouth.
Hydro Seating by Norman has tackled every challenge imaginable, from residential homes to baseball fields and even Logan Airport. Norman and his team put an emphasis on quality and budget-friendly solutions delivered by a true professional. Head to hydroseatingexpert.com for your next seating solution.
When you think of summer in Cape Cod, you think of 3 things: beaches, baseball, and seafood Sam's. Since 1974, Sam's has been a Falmouth tradition, offering the very best in fresh local seafood. With over 100 items on their menu, the whole family can enjoy their award-winning Cape Cod cuisine. Stop by before the game at 356 Palmer Ave and try out the best seafood Sam's has to offer.
Shipwrecked Falmouth is a premier beachside restaurant and bar located at Falmouth Heights Beach here in beautiful Cape Cod. Open year-round for indoor and outdoor dining, Shipwrecked features classic New England summer options with some interesting twists. Try crab cakes, fish and chips, pizza, and even sushi. Stop in at 263 Grand Ave for your modern dining experience.
When you need
Well, we're stretched and ready to go. Here, home half of the 7th, Chatham. They came ready to play today, ahead 6-2. And at 6, 7, 8 due up, Cantwell, Lodice, and Stripling to face the reliever Gage Wood out of Arkansas. Wood winds up, fires to the lefty, and Cantwell takes a fastball outside, a ball and 1 strike. Well, the hits are even, 9 apiece. Yet the score, of course, a 4-run deficit for Falmouth, 1-0. Fastball right down the pipe, a swinging bat of Cantwell misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cantwell, a slight crouch in the left-handed batter's box. His hands held out. 1-1. And another swing and miss on a pitch from Wood. A good-looking fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cantwell, the 6-foot junior from Pitt. 1-2 from Wood. Fastball again, and Cantwell sprays it foul. Still a lot of fans in attendance here at Veterans Field. A Saturday night, overcast skies, black night sky overhead. So we're at 9:16 local time. A ball and 2 strikes. Wood comes home and blows another fastball by the swinging bat of Cantwell. Gage Wood picks up his first strikeout here this evening, and there's 1 away.
That's 3 strikeouts on Cantwell tonight. He had a single and scored a run in the 3rd, but other than that, a pretty disappointing night off his bat.
Kyle Lodice, another guy that struck out once but also had a single and came around to score. He takes the right side of the batter's box and gets ready to face the righty Gage Wood. First pitch, slider sweeps way outside. Rose lunges for it. Would have hit a left-handed batter. A ball and no strikes. A chilly night here in Chatham. Of course, past 9 o'clock on a Saturday night. 1-0. Breaking ball misses low. 2 balls and no strikes. Lodi steps out, readjusts his elbow guard off his left arm, and gets back in the box. 2-0. Breaking ball, catches the outer part of the zone. 2 balls and a strike. 1 away, home half of the 7th. 6-2 Chatham on top of Falmouth. The two teams' first meeting of the summer. 2-1. Fastball misses up and away. 3 balls and a strike. Lodis, one of the few anglers in the lineup to have a home run this summer. Of course, just 1 hit tonight, a single. 3-1. Breaking ball, check swing, laced foul over on the first base side. Count moves full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Brunswick, Georgia native takes the back of the box, readjusts his blue helmet, and readies. Payoff from Wood. And swing and a miss. Low breaking ball, back-to-back punch-outs for Gage Wood. He's quickly got 2 away.
The designated hitter from Texas Tech, number 36.
2 batters, 2 strikeouts, and the left-handed bat of the DH, Landon Stripling, takes the plate. He has reached every single time tonight. First pitch, breaking ball, outer half good. Ball, no balls and a strike. It's been 2 walks for Stripling, and he reached on an error. So he's been on base 3 times, yet without a hit. 0-1. Stripling swings and fouls it back behind home plate. It ricochets off the netting. No balls and 2 strikes, and Gage Wood a chance to strike out the side. Stripling taps the bat on the plate twice, rested on his left shoulder and leans back a bit in the left-handed batter's box. Slight bend at the knees. Wood, the red glove in front of his face. Gets a sign he likes after he shakes off a few. 0-2. Breaking ball bounces in the dirt. Rose blocks it up to keep it in front. Nobody on base. 2 gone, bottom 7. A 6-2 Chatham lead. Chatham got its first 3 runs off an Austin over and home run in the second. 2 more in the third, 1 in the fourth. 1-2. Breaking ball. And a foul from Stripling at the plate. He stays alive. Stay here at a ball and 2 strikes. Stripling, a .253 hitter this past spring for the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Mentioned he's going to Florida beginning in the fall. The native of Lawrenceville, Georgia, so he's closer to home. Had a first-team All-American season at Parkview High School in Georgia. He's also named the Gwinnett County Pitcher of the Year in 2022, so this guy can do a little bit of both. A ball and 2 strikes, the count still to the lefty swinger. Wood winds up and deals. Check swing at the plate. Home plate umpire says he went around. Rose blocks it up, tosses to first, and Gage Wood strikes out the side in the home half of the 7th. Well, the pitching has been working since Colby Guy exited the game. The bats just got to get going. 6 outs to work with for the Commodores as we head to the top of the 8th here on Doors Radio.
Ace Ticket is proud to be a platinum sponsor of Falmouth Commodores baseball. They specialize in hard-to-find tickets for all types of events. Their secure website provides the ideal solution to all your ticket needs, and their experienced staff is standing by ready to help. Visit aceticket.com to get in the game.
The best of the West and the beasts of the East. Coming to Falmouth this July, it's the 2024 Cape League All-Star Game, presented by Milton Cat. Come see the stars of tomorrow shine tonight with tickets on sale now at capecodleague.com.
When you need to be seen for a minor illness or injury, Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is here for you with high-quality, full-service walk-in care. ER expertise meets urgent care convenience at our 6 urgent care centers, which are staffed by board-certified ER providers and located Cape-wide from Falmouth to Orleans. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is open daily and offers a cost-saving option for everything from sprains to stitches, with timely treatment in under an hour for most patients. View online wait times at capecodhealth.org/urgent-care. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care. Minor emergencies, major attention.
Over 60 years and 4 generations, the
Top of the 8th here in Chatham, 6-2 Anglers lead. Commodore fans, before and after every Commodores game this summer, make sure to watch Opening and Closing the Door. Braden, MJ, and Aiden have you covered with a preview of the game on the Opening the Door, and then post-game, a breakdown analysis and interview with the player of the game on Closing the Door. Make sure to watch on the Commodores YouTube, X, or Instagram pages. Well, Tanner Franklin's relief outing is done, and he turns it over to the 5'11 Marietta, Georgia native and Auburn Tiger, John Armstrong, who's one of Auburn's best bullpen arms this past spring. 60 career appearances in 3 years in his Auburn tenure. And he looks to shut down the Commodores. Just 6 outs to go. A 6-2 Anglers lead, and he faces Jason Jones, Dylan Carey, Christian Martin, 5-6-7 due up. Armstrong posted a 4.01 ERA this past spring. 1 win, 2 losses, 19 appearances, all of them out of the bullpen. Had 2 saves across 33 2/3. The strikeout to walk numbers, that's one thing everyone likes to look at. 45 punch-outs, just 19 free passes. Looks like Jason Jones's day is finished. It's Colin Ritchie who will pinch hit for the Arkansas left-handed.
Pinch hitting. Number 33, Colin Ritchie, now pinch hitting.
So here's Colin Ritchie, and he has struggled so far this summer. 10 plate appearances, 8 at-bats. All 8 have resulted in strikeouts. He's gotten 2 walks as well. The lefty stands out of the box and gets ready. The home plate umpire to officially make the substitution. Joe Caraco does it. Puts his mask back on as Ritchie steps in, and we're ready for the 8th inning. Chatham on top, 6-2. Ritchie the first batter. The black bat rests on his left shoulder, now rises up a bit as Armstrong comes set and deals the first pitch. Fastball misses outside, a ball and no strikes. Talked about how good Armstrong was for Auburn. 10 of his 19 appearances were scoreless this past season. 1-0. Inside pitch, a slider. Ritchie steps out of the way of it in the left-handed batter's box. Hitters count 2 balls and no strikes. A tall stance. The bat leans off his left shoulder and points towards the dirt. 2-0. Ritchie swings, lifts it high into center field. Going back is over, and at the warning track, puts his right arm out, touches the blue fence, and puts his glove up as he gobbles up the first out of the inning. Moans and groans from the few Falmouth Commodore fans here at Veterans Field. Well, a good sight to see if you're a Commodores fan. Colin Ritchie, a really good piece after he's been struggling at the plate. And now Jimmy Nadai gets a pinch hit appearance. He'll hit for Dylan Carey. Armstrong digs some dirt off the hill. Joe Caraco, the home plate umpire, making the substitution, and he does. Jimmy Nadai yet to record a hit so far this summer. It's been just 2 games. He got the start last night at home against Bourne, came in pinch hit on Thursday at YD. Armstrong works out of the stretch. Sidearm first pitch. Sweeping slider has Nadai looking silly. Way out in front of it on a swing. No balls and 1 strike.
And as you mentioned, Nadai still looking to introduce himself to Falmouth. Still looking for that big welcome to Falmouth kind of hit, kind of night. Hasn't quite found it yet. Maybe this is the start.
0-1, slider again. Upstairs but good. No balls and 2 strikes to the Aussie Jimmy Nadai. Sophomore out of Stanford. Steps out of the box, right foot in, then left foot. Crowds the plate, down 0-2. Nadai hands just beneath his ear hole. 0-2 from Armstrong. Fastball, swinging bat of Nadai, can't catch up with it, and he's down on strikes. Quickly 2 gone, and John Armstrong shows the A's fans why he was a great reliever this past spring at Auburn.
And that arm slot is just a lot to handle. I mean, that thing is, you don't know where it's coming off his arm. He's some kind of pitcher in the SEC.
Real tough sidearm delivery, like you said. And he gets a crack at the lefty Christian Martin. First pitch fastball down the middle. Martin takes. 2 balls and 1 strike. Christian Martin singled home Jason Jones back in the 6th. One of 2 Commodores runs. That one was the first. He reached on a fielder's choice back in the 4th. Martin rests the maroon bat off his left shoulder. Second pitch. 0-1 misses, a ball and 1 strike.
Christian's been crafty. He's gotten on twice tonight. One was a single, but the other was fielder's choice. Also has an RBI to his name. Scored that run in the 6th.
Martin a stroll out of the batter's box, steps back in and gets ready. A ball and a strike in a 6-2 game. Chatham on top, of Falmouth. 2 gone at the top of the 8th. 1-1, Martin swings and pops it up into center field. Overn meanders over in the right center gap and collects the 3rd and final out. Well, 2 high fly balls nearly leave the park in center field, but Austin Overn patrols it well and collects them both. A strikeout sandwiched in between. 6-2 the score. Chatham on top, looking to add its run lead before trying to close the door in the 9th.
Over 60 years and 4 generations, the vision of C.H. Newton Builders continues in their family-owned custom home building company with locations across New England. Expertise, customization, and first-class quality are all at the core of every project they complete. With C.H. Newton Builders, it's more than a home, it's a family. Find them at chnewton.com and get started today. For the best deals in the Cape Cod housing market, visit Diana Lucivero and her team of realtors at Compass. Diana has developed a reputation for routinely going above and beyond to exceed her clients' expectations, and she's sure to find you your dream Cape Cod home. Visit Compass and Diana Lucivero at dianalucivero.com.
Hi, my name is Matt Burgess, General Manager here at Falmouth Country Club. We have a unique 27-hole public golf course with a beautiful layout that is family-oriented. Kids play free here at Falmouth Country Club. Getting on the course is quick and easy with our app. You can book tee times, get yardages with GPS, use our interactive scorecard, track your stats, and receive exclusive in-app offers. Falmouth Country Club is a true Cape Cod classic and a local family favorite.
See you on the course.
Bottom 8, Chatham leads 6-2. Commodore fans for great sandwiches, calzone, and pizza. Go to Supreme Pizza, open daily until 8:30 p.m. One down the third base, side to throw 2, wide from Jimmy Nadai. It trickles the right field wall. Gaffney picks it up, throws to second, and a feet-first slide into the bag for Will Gasparino. The first pitch, a drop bunt down, and it results in him at second. Another throwing error for the Commodores.
I'm not really sure there was a positive spin on that, MJ. I don't know where that ball was headed, but it was a bad throw.
An error credited to Jimmy Nadai, his first appearance at third base this summer. He got the pinch hit for Dylan Carey, and the first baseball he sees, well, he throws it way too wide of Luke Gaffney. The lineup turns over to Austin Overn, and he has been a big reason why Chatham is out to the 6-2 edge. 5 RBI for Mr. Overn this evening. The USC Trojan has been swinging a hot bat. Gage Wood on the hill. Runner on second base works out of the stretch. Kicks and deals. First pitch to Over, and he leans out of the way of it in the left-handed batter's box. A fastball underneath the chin. 1 ball, no strikes. Gasparino reached for the second time after that error, credited to Nadai. He got hit by a pitch and later scored in the second on the Austin Overn 3-run homer. 1-0. Breaking ball. Letter high misses. 2 balls and no strikes. Gage Wood, 3 strikeouts so far tonight. He struck out the side last inning in the 7th. Wood comes set, first base side of the rubber, comes home and blows a fastball on a 2-0 pitch by the swinging bat of Austin Overn. 2 balls and 1 strike. Overn, a 2-hit day, a fly out and a ground out in between the home run and the double. 6-2 Chatham on the high. Here at the bottom of the 8th, the runner on second, nobody out. 2-1. Overn swings and fouls it away behind the plate. Ricochets off the netting, and it's level at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The hitting also level. 9 hits for the A's, 9 for the Commodores. Falmouth out-hit Bourne last night, 8-7, and a loss. Could do it again tonight. What really matters is the wins. Falmouth only has 1. 2-2, Overn swings, pummels it into center field right to his counterpart, and Donovan LaSalle comfortably puts away the first out quickly, tosses it in to the shortstop Willits, and keeps Gasparino stationary at second.
Now batting for the Anglers, the second baseman from Vanderbilt, number 30.
Overn's kind of been a thorn in the side of the Commodores tonight. He's made a couple of really good catches right on the edge of the warning track there. He's also had that home run and a double. He's had himself a good night. you're happy about it. I'm not sure any other Commodore fan is.
Here's a Commodore, a Vanderbilt Commodore, Jaden Davis. He takes the first pitch, breaking ball on the top side of the zone. No balls and 1 strike. And Aiden, of course, I do have a little bias towards my guy, Austin O'Verne.
You do?
I have loved watching him play in the last few seasons at USC, but tonight he's on the opposing side. He has done some damage, and I mentioned a big reason why Chatham has the 6-2 lead they do here in the home half of the 8th. Gasparino stands off second after a leadoff bunt. 0-1. Slider, swinging bat of Davis on the outside. No balls and 2 strikes. Davis rubs some dirt out of the back of the box, steps out, readjusts, and gets back in. 1 tap of the bat on the plate, twirls it out a couple times. Gage Wood, the baseball behind his back as he peers down the alley. Shakes off 2 signs. Long hold, now gets it with 5 on the pitch clock. Comes home with the 0-2. And Davis stays alive as he fouls it off behind home plate. Stay here at no balls and 2 strikes. Just 1 out. It was Austin O'Verne who lined out to center field a batter ago. Gasparino off second. He laid one down the third baseline. Jimmy Nadai, a wild throw from third base to first. And Gasparino saw advantage and took second. 0-2. Breaking ball, bounces the dirt. Rose blocks it up on his black chest protector. Keeps Gasparino, the Texas Longhorn, stationary at second. A ball and 2 strikes to count with 1 away. Gage Wood, the Arkansas right-hander, first base side of the rubber. Glove pinned against his left hip, shakes off 1 side. Nods with the second. Baseball meets his glove. 1-2, Gasparino takes off for third. Pitch misses high, Rose, the throw down to third, not in time, and Gasparino in with a feet first slide. A runner up 90 feet, now just 90 feet away from scoring here in a 6-2 contest. Chatham would love to push that run lead to 5 before heading into the top of the 9th. Gage Wood now works out of the windup. Glove in front of his face, the infield creeps in. 2-2, and Davis lines it foul back behind the plate. A really nice at bat for the Vanderbilt Commodore, who has struggled this summer. 158 hitter coming into the game. Has a base hit tonight. It came in the first. Since then, a pair of ground outs to first and a fly out. He cracks one on the 2-2, sends it high in the air to right field, curling away from the line. A long run for Bucciero. He's not able to get there as it lands in the gray gravel. Falmouth bullpen sits. No pitchers up and pitching. It's Gage Woods' game for the foreseeable future. A really lengthy at-bat for Jaden Davis. Gasparino stole third a moments ago from second. 1 gone here in the home half of the 8th. Chatham a 4-run edge. A base hit would make it 5. Infield on the edge of the green grass. 2-2 again. Breaking ball, Davis punches it right side. Gaffney dives, gloves it, pops to his feet, sprints to first base, tags the bag, and Gasparino stays put at third. And a beautiful play for the Big Ten Freshman of the Year, Luke Gaffney.
Now batting for the Anglers, the catcher from Auburn, number 4, Ike Irish.
2 away, the left-handed bat of Ike Irish. The Auburn Tiger would love to swing the stick, pick up an RBI, and help out John Armstrong, his Chatham Angler teammate and Auburn Tiger teammate, who's in relief appearance for Chatham. First pitch, and the lefty spits on an outside fastball that misses low and away. A ball and no strikes to count. Irish readjusts out of the box, steps in, twirls his black bat out once, and stands tall. The 6-2 backstop readies. 1-0 from Wood. Breaking ball bounces in the dirt. Rose falls to his knees, blocks it up off his black chest protector, and keeps Gasparino at third. 6 runs for Chatham on 9 hits, 2 runs for the Commodores on 9 hits. Falmouth out-hit Bourne last night, 8-7 and a 6-1 loss. 2 gone here in the home half of the 8th. Red glove in front of Gage Woods' face. The black cap above, you can just see his eyes. 2-0. Breaking ball misses low. Ike Irish in a 3-0 count. And it's been a pretty good day for Irish. 2 singles, 2 groundouts. Those 2 singles preceded the 2 groundouts, and he would love to get a single on the back end of a 5 AB day. 3-0 hitters count. The pitch. Irish takes a look at a fastball right down the middle. Stays ahead, 3 balls and 1 strike. 2 gone, bottom 8. Will Gasparino 90 feet away from being Chatham's 7th run of the game. Anglers have a 4-run edge over the Falmouth Commodores. 3-1 to Irish. Sweeping slider misses at the white shoes of Irish. He scoots out of the way of it in the left-handed batter's box. Runners on the corners for the cleanup man, John Bay.
Number 10, John Bay.
Bay rubs out the right-handed batter's box, his right batting glove, holds the tan barrel of the bat, and he gets ready and leans back in the right-handed batter's box. Wood out of the stretch, runners on the corners, glove at his belt. First pitch. Bay swings and fouls it away over the first base side, and there's a plethora of kids who dash into the parking lot looking for a souvenir. A fine Saturday evening in Chatham. Game about over 2.5 hours gone so far. Thankfully, the rain and the fog have stayed away. Got some rain in Falmouth last night towards the end of that one. Throw over to first base, pulls Gaffney off the bag with a pickoff attempt. Nearly got by him. He's lucky to get a glove on it. Will Gasparino stands at third. Represents the 7th run for Chatham here in a 4-run game. Sees Chatham on the high side. 0-1. Bay swings and clobbers one into left field. No doubt about it, a 3-run shot for John Bay, and that might be the icing on the cake. John Bay launches a team-leading 2nd home run. A high breaking ball did not miss it, and Chatham well out in front, 9-2 here in the 8th.
The third baseman from Texas A&M, number 7, Jet Johnston.
Irish and Gasparino cross the plate as well. A big fly for John Bay, the left fielder, and he turns it over to Johnson now in his first at-bat. First pitch from Wood. Fastball bounces in the dirt. 2 gone in the 8th, and it was a chance for Gage Wood to get the Commodores back in the dugout. Just down 4 runs, and all of a sudden, Falmouth finds itself down 7. 1-0. Johnson runs out of the right-handed batter's box as the fastball comes inside. 2 balls and no strikes.
And MJ, that was the first hit of the inning. An error and a walk put those other 2 on base.
2-0 fastball. Johnson swings out of his shoes. The top right hand comes off the bat as he swings through it. Comes out, readjusts his swing, and does a practice swing with his left arm. Back of the box quickly. Wood out of the windup. 2-1. Fastball, inner half good. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Johnson comes in to pinch hit for Arquette, who had 2 strikeouts and 2 groundouts today. A tough day for the Washington Husky. A couple of shakes from Wood on the hill, now a third. Glove in front of his face, 5 on the pitch clock. Winds up and deals. 2-2 fastball, down Broadway, and Gage Wood picks up a punch out, his 4th of the night and the 3rd out in the 8th, but not before Mr. John Bay, his 2nd long ball of the summer, into left field, scores 3. 9-2 Chatham leads as we head to the 9th.
Authentic Cape Cod dining is right around the corner at Jim's Clam Shack. Open seasonally for over 50 years, Jim's features oceanfront views with all the lobster, shrimp, burgers, and clams you can ask for. Stop by for a pregame meal or enjoy an off day at Jim's Clam Shack. Find them at 227 Clinton Ave right here in Falmouth, and hit your next meal out of the park.
At Lawrence Lynch, we build and improve infrastructure that connects people and transforms our communities for the better. We strive to be an industry leader in civil construction by empowering our talented employees, respecting our supply chain relationships, and exceeding expectations in our service to our customers. There's no place quite like Lawrence Lynch. Visit us on the web at lawrencelynch.com or get in touch at 508-548-1800.
Cape League Baseball is brought to you by 99 Restaurants, Hampton Inn, Baseball Cloud, Cape Cod 5, Franklin Sports, Milton Cat, T-Mobile, Yawkey Foundation, Netting Pros, Mosquito Joe of Plymouth Cape Cod, Nantucket Nectars, Veolia North America, Coca-Cola Beverages Northeast, and Del Mar Vacation Rentals.
Back here in the top of the ninth, Chatham, a 3-run homer in the bottom side of the 8th inning gives them a 9-2 edge, and it's a long way back for Falmouth, who is struggling this summer, just 1-5. Carson Bowen due up 8-9-1 for the Commodores. John Armstrong back on the hill, and the Auburn reliever went 1-2-3 in the 8th. Looks to replicate exactly what he did and give Chatham its 4th win of the summer. DH Bowen takes the right-handed side. First pitch, a sweeping slider, misses low and outside. A ball and no strikes. Carson Bowen, a tough day today. A couple of groundouts and a strikeout. Armstrong, a lunge on the hill as he comes set. Deals the pitch and the sidearm thrower. Misses low with a fastball. 2 balls and no strikes. Chatham 10 hits, Falmouth 9. Of course, the scoreboard looks a lot different. 9 runs for the Anglers, 2 for the Commodores. First batter, Carson Bowen, here in the top of the 9th. 2-0. Slider misses at the shoes of Bowen. 3 balls, no strikes. The few Falmouth fans that have stuck around rise to their feet and begin clapping for the Commodores. It'll need to be a late inning rally. 3-0. Bowen, a fastball inside. It catches the zone. Bowen already started sprinting down to first base, shakes his head, and takes a slow stroll back to the right-handed batter's box. Right foot in the box, left foot out. Now they both find themselves in. Bowen in the back of the box, crowds the plate. 3-1. Armstrong deals slider, misses low, and now Carson Bowen can take first base for the walk. 1 on, nobody out, top 9. Falmouth down 7. Going to take a heroic effort. Matt Bucciero gets a crack at the plate.
Well, MJ, I'll tell you this. The Commodores have put together some good efforts in the 9th inning. I would go as far as to say is that's been one of their best innings this year. Is the 9th inning seems to be where they hit.
First pitch to Bucciero. He bounces it foul. Good to see him swinging, though. Bucciero has struggled at the plate, a lot of looking strikeouts.
Yeah, he's just got to start swinging the bat a lot more.
No balls and a strike, nobody out. After the leadoff man, Carson Bowen took first on a 5-pitch walk. Chatham well ahead, though, 9-2 here in the top of the 9th. Joe Caraco, the home plate umpire, went out to have a word with John Armstrong. Slow walk back. He leans down and kicks off some dirt off home plate. Bucciero back into the right-handed batter's box, down no balls and a strike. He tilts his black bat out towards the pitcher Armstrong, who pins his brown glove up against his left thigh. Baseball behind his back, gets the sign, comes set. First base out of the rubber. 0-1. Sweeping slider, misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bucciero, a practice swing out of the box, steps back in and readies. A white arm sleeve to go with his white batting gloves. 1-1. Healthy hack from Bucciero on a slider. He fans through it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. A walk behind the hill for Armstrong. Uses some rosin. Now gets back on the hill. A look to first. Maybe a step lead off for Bowen. 1-2 home. Bucciero looks outside. Fastball low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bucciero came in to pinch hit for Tab Tracy, who had a single and a pair of strikeouts. Bucciero wait back in the right-handed batter's box. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Slider misses well outside. Irish dives to his right. Backhands the baseball out of the dirt. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The count is full. A runner on first is Carson Bowen after he walked on 5 pitches to lead off the inning. 9-2 Chatham on top. It will take a miracle for Falmouth to get the 2nd W of the summer.
Let's see a swing here. 2 strikes. He's really got to swing the bat.
3-2. He swings, chops it on the left side. The shortstop, Lodis, second for 1 to first for 2, not in time. Bucciero uses his outfield speed as he chugs 90 feet down the line and beats the throw. However, the lead runner, Carson Bowen, is nabbed at second, and there's 1 away.
You'll take it every day, MJ, over the alternative of going down looking. He made contact. You got to appreciate that.
Lineup turns over. Jackson Willits, the switch bat on the left side of the dish. Couple of singles tonight. He was the second Commodore run to score. He did that in the 7th. Willits stands tall. That wiggles off his left shoulder. First pitch from Armstrong. Fastball inside. Willits brings his hands to his face as he leans out of the way. A ball and no strikes. Well, the return of John Schiffner, 25-year manager for Chatham, now with Falmouth as an assistant coach, has gone Chatham's way. 1-0. Willits fans through an outside changeup. Healthy hack. Looked like he tried to pull it. A ball and 1 strike with 1 away here in the top of the 9th. Bowen was nabbed at second after a walk. Now Matt Bucciero on first base after grounding into a fielder's choice. 1-1. Slider misses outside to Willits, and he's ahead. 2 balls and a strike. Steps out, wiggles his arms, readjusts the white batting gloves. A couple taps on the plate, and he's ready to go. 2 balls, 1 strike. Armstrong deals out of the stretch. Fastball down the middle. Count level, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The freshman Willits readies himself back into the box. 3 hits in 3 games so far this summer for the freshman from Oklahoma. 2-2. Inside pitch, a slider. Misses upstairs. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and back-to-back full counts for Commodore hitters. Willits a strikeout in the 5th, a fly out in the 1st. Of course, the other 2 times were singles. Armstrong out of the stretch, payoff pitch. Willits pokes one the other way. It drops in left field. A 3-hit day for Jackson Willits. John Bay tossed it in. Bucciero heads to second. And Aiden, how about Jackson Willits? The start he's had this summer.
It's been simple hitting. Hasn't been, big flies, MJ. 3 singles on the day. Man, what a great piece of the lineup he has brought. Top of the lineup, I mean, he's been so solid there. They've hit him leadoff 3 times now and in second once. He's going to thrive for you this summer, and you hope that you can get a couple of bats to back him up. Think about what's coming. A guy like Turley, a guy like Trent Carraway, backing him up in that top of the order. It'll make things a lot easier on the offense.
Mike Irish, the catcher, takes a quick 60-foot trip to talk to his pitcher, John Armstrong. Auburn to Auburn. Irish, the catcher for the Tigers. Armstrong, a pitcher for the guys down on the Plains. And now with 2 runners aboard, a 9-2 Chatham lead. The catcher, Zion Rose, in the right-handed batter's box. Stirrups on tonight for Zion. A slight crouch in the right-handed batter's box. The bat wiggles above his right shoulder. First pitch, sidearm sweeper. Misses inside. 1 ball, no strikes. A lot of fans have already headed for the exits, but a few Falmouth fans stick around, and they sure are cheering on hard for their fellow Doors. 1-0 count to Rose. 2 aboard. First and second, the runners. 1-0. Rose, a healthy hack on a pitch outside. Fans threw it, a ball and a strike. Rose yet to pick up a hit today. Walked and later scored in the 7th. Rose comes set, a slight lean back in the right-handed batter's box. 1-1 count. Armstrong, the pitch. Rose check swing, chops it back to the mound. Armstrong comes off, fakes the throw to second, goes to first instead. Smart play, gets the 1 out he can get for sure. There's 2 away. Runners go from first and second to second and third. Bucciero's at third, and Willits is at second. And Luke Gaffney, the last hope for Falmouth, yet it's going to have to take a few more of those. 9-2 to score. Anglers on top. Just 1 out to work with for Falmouth.
Yeah, you're not getting it all back in one swing here. You're down by 7. You'd like to see him just put a good swing on things, MJ. Just take a healthy hack and see if you can't drive in a couple more runs, make it a little closer.
Couple taps on the plate for Gaffney. A wide stance in the right-handed batter's box. His hands ear level. First pitch. Gaffney well out in front of the swinging slider. 2 balls and 1 strike. Number 16 steps out, readjusts his black batting gloves, velcros them on a little bit tighter, back into the box. 2 runners in scoring position, and it's going to take more than 2 to come back down 7 with 1 out to work with in the 9th. Armstrong comes set, glove of the belt, kicks and deals. 0-1, fastball misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gaffney, a hit in the 4th, reaching on an error in the 7th. Strikeout and a ground out here in a 1-for-4 day. Hands held high, wide stance, righty swinger 1-1. Gaffney well out in front, taps a ground ball.
It's a fair ball.
Rolls down the third base line. I believe he tapped it off his foot as he takes a stroll all the way around home plate behind the catcher and back to the right-handed batter's box. Commodores down to their final strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count, 2 away here in the 9th. Willits off second, Bucciero off third. Jackson Willits, a real highlight today, 3 singles. Gaffney readies as Armstrong gets the baseball. Well pinned against his left thigh, gets the sign from his Angler and Auburn Tiger teammate Ike Irish. 1-2. Gaffney, upstairs fastball, fans through it, and the Chatham Anglers defend home field, a 9-2 victory. Now above 500 by a game, 4-3 the record for the Anglers, and a dismal 1-6 line for the Commodores.
Thank you for going to the snack shack.
Yeah, this wasn't good, MJ. Every night, you just kind of feel like there's high moments and there's low moments, and then there's the ultra low moments that seem to decide the game. And Jeff Trundy's club is really just digging themselves into a hole here. That they just, before long, you're not going to be able to climb out of it. You need to start winning baseball games. There's a lot that we can talk about in this line. And I thought there were some really high moments. Jackson Willits, terrific, but we're past that. You need to start winning baseball games here.
We'll have some final closing thoughts on Closing the Door, our social media show, but first the post-game show on the backside of this break on Doors Radio.
Ace Ticket is proud to be a platinum sponsor of Falmouth Commodores baseball. They specialize in hard-to-find tickets for all types of events. Their secure website provides the ideal solution to all your ticket needs, and their experienced staff is standing by ready to help. Visit aceticket.com to get in the game.
The game might be over, but our coverage is just beginning. It's time to close the door with the postgame show on Doris Radio. Let's head back to the ballpark to break it all down.
Well, a tough one for Falmouth tonight at Veterans Field. 9-2, the Anglers crawl out of here. Not really crawl out of here, they run out of here with a victory. It was a dominant performance in big part to Austin Overn. A 5 RBI day. John Bay also goes yard. But Aiden, the struggles continue for Falmouth.
There's no other way to put it. It's a very disappointing start to the season. Again, Schiff said in the pregame, you're just trying to go 500. They are well below 500 in this stretch, and it's a very long team meeting that I'm sure Jeff Trundy has some thoughts, because this is just it's unfortunate, and you have to find ways to stay positive. You're finding less and less every night as you dig yourself deeper and deeper into this hole, and I guess the good news is you have baseball in 24 hours here.
Last time Falmouth had a game at home before an off day. We have an off day Monday, a home game tomorrow. A big 13-5 win against Brewster. So definitely some positives to look for. Of course, it was 3 really hard games for Falmouth. I mean, just 8 hits across 3 games in the first 3 games of the season. Then you explode for 15 hits and 13 runs against Brewster. And then it's really back to the same, but a lot better offense, Aiden, and I think that's the thing you can take away. The pitching wasn't horrible tonight. It was just a couple of long balls that really got you into trouble.
Yeah, again, those big innings really can get you. Colby Guy, underwhelming, and we hope he'll bounce back in his next start. But this was just another bad trip. It's so hard to win on the road in this league, but that can no longer be an excuse because you're not winning at home either.
10 hits even. The runs were not even. 9-2 Chatham wins the game here at home at Veterans Field. The Anglers move to 4-3. The Commodores drop to 1-6. And that's all we have here on Doors Radio. My partner Aiden Blank, MJ Newsom, everybody on our team saying so long. Thank you.